battles and comedy situations to see which one has what it takes and which one has what it ain't. Today we are joined by three veteran judges right here, and our first judge is a reporter on the Hollywood Hit List Party on 105.3 FM. Is that so?
No.
This is what you said on your Facebook page.
No, that's just one of the stations, but I do LI News Radio now.
She does LI News Radio, folks, and if something's going on in pop culture, she knows it. This is Jenny Superpowers. Jeannie Powers, everybody, is here. Give it up for Jeannie Powers.
Yay.
From 105.3.
109.
She is the Hollywood reporter.
103.
Jeannie, 103.9. Jeannie, catch her. AM radio, everybody.
FM.
FM. 106.2 FM. Jeannie. Janine Power. Our next judge is comedian and podcaster who regularly tours all around Long Island. She's wild, she's free. She's Jessica Colazzo. Give it up for Jessica Colazzo, everybody.
Yay.
Was that correct? Was that correct?
Yeah.
You are a podcaster also?
Sure.
Excellent day. Excellent day. And our third judge is a third-generation magician, illusionist, and escape artist. There aren't enough square knots in the world that can hold this guy down. This is Scott Interante. Scott, how you doing?
All right.
My magical friend.
How are you, Don?
Very good. How are you?
Okay.
We also have Sally, our engineer, is here today, rocking it, making it all happen, doing what she does best. And now, let's also give a hand to our very own Gagoots is in the building today. The Gagoots.
Hey, how you doing? I'm not kidding you not. I'm here today.
Gagoots, have you been sizing up these contestants so far today?
Oh, I'm a sizing these guys up a good. I'm a sizing them up so much I'm gonna fill them with the yeast.
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I think I like to take that back. Maybe I have to call a friend.
Well, let's meet our contestants. From Bayside, New York, this fashion guru is ready to take the stand-up world by storm, one stage at a time. It's Arnie Price, everybody.
Yeah. Which one?
That's Arnie right there.
Okay, that's me. I'm over here.
And from parts unknown, this comedian isn't afraid to tell it like it is. He likes to party like a rock star. It's Bruce Lipsky, everybody.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, what I like best about you two guys is you both knew each other back in the day.
Correct.
When what year would you say you guys graduated high school?
I graduated in 70, but we knew each other when we were 11,
Oh, at least 11.
when Dodo was on
Yeah.
TV.
I was knocking on your door at 6 o'clock in the morning, probably when I was 8 years old.
Right, so we could watch cartoons together.
So you guys go way back. Then you separated, right? And then
Yeah, we got married, things happened.
life got in the way.
Right.
And then what brought you guys back was comedy.
Correct.
So that's pretty awesome. So tell me a little bit about that. Who started getting into comedy first?
About 2 years ago, I got into comedy. I've always enjoyed it. What happened, I was in a serious car accident 10 years ago, and I always felt that if I can stand up, I'm going to get on stage. So thankfully, all the rehab I did, I can stand up now. So 2 years ago, I took a class, and I invited Arnie to one of my shows, and he came to the show and said, "Ooh, I really enjoy this," and he decided to take a class as well, and next thing you know, here we are.
And Arnie was like, I could do that.
I've been wanting to do this since I'm a kid. It's just that when you're married, sometimes your wife says, "You're not doing that. You're going to embarrass me." I said, "Oh, my friend Bruce. He's telling me to do it. I'm going to do it." And I'm loving it.
So was that how it always worked when you were kids? Did Bruce do it first? And then you said, all right, Bruce is riding a bike. I'm going to ride a bike.
I guess. So, yeah,
Bruce
all
got
right.
the color TV. I'm going to get color TV.
Yeah, I lived on the rich side of the street, so I guess you can say that.
You lived on the left, I lived on the right.
So you were the one always looking out for him.
Yeah, we had some fun.
Yeah.
We had fun things.
Very good. And now walk me through, Bruce. So since you had the comedy bug first, what like I know you said you had this car accident. When did the epiphany come to say, I want to do stand. I want to get up there on stage, and I want to do this now, and show people that I'm funny. When did that happen?
Well, all along, friends used to say, "Bruce, you seem to be a funny guy, always, witty, seem to be right in the moment." And it was sort of a challenge because I know the difference between spur-of-the-moment comedy versus trying to convince somebody when you're on stage and try and get them to laugh. So I said, the best way it is to try it, and it's hopefully working out well.
Is it as easy as you thought it was going to be?
Oh, absolutely not. Because, again, being at a certain level of comedy, and trying to compare yourself to those who are established, you have to basically go through the whole rigmarole of trying to get on stage, and that's the hardest thing, Obviously, when you're new, you got to bring people to get onto the stage. So, but I've had a great support network, and just going forward.
Excellent, Bruce. I think that's great that you do that. And not only did you do that for yourself, and because you had this epiphany, and you took on something that you might have never have done had you didn't have this probably life-changing accident. But you also got him into comedy. So is that? Should we applaud you for getting Arnie into comedy?
I think so.
Very good, Arnie Price, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
depends on the results today.
Very good, very good. So, Arnie, tell me real quick about your first stand-up experience ever, the first time you took a stage in front of strangers.
Well, the first time was when we graduated from the class. I took the same class. We were at Brokerage. And I got up there. I was very comfortable up there. I had no problem with that. And I had a lot of friends there also to support me. So once you're up there and you get that high from it, that's what got me going. I said, and I can't stop. I want more. Like Bruce says, you got to bring these, but you go to the open mics. It's not the same as being actually on stage.
Right.
But you want, it's hard to get into it, and hopefully people will see us and get us out there because we're both funny. And then
Well, that's what we're here to find out. I believe it, but we're going to find out. And
I'll be the judge of that.
that's right.
And that's why I always like to ask the judges. I want you to take a good look at Bruce and Arnie, and just off of first impression, just off of the way they look. What are you thinking? We'll start with you, Scott. What are you thinking?
Well, it's nice to see them so old because now I actually feel young. This is great. So that when they got the color TV, that was a good line too. From black and white to color, that must have been fascinating. What do I think? Well, if you both look like you could be funny, even
looks
funny
funny.
looking, I hate to say it, but it could work to your advantage, Trying to get more topical humor might just be a little. So you bring out your friends and you can do the old, stuff that they can relate to. I don't think you probably have a lot of hip hop jokes and social media stuff, but maybe maybe that could be your joke that you don't know what's going on, but that could be a good
Hey,
thing.
that could be a good angle for you
Exactly.
guys. You're out of touch with the kids. What are the kids doing today? Like I bet you guys have never done a TikTok video.
Who?
And I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Jeannie, what are you thinking?
Well, I've never done a TikTok video either. I don't have the app. I don't even know what it is.
It's all the rave these days with the kids.
I've only just started using an iPhone a couple weeks ago.
Oh wow!
So that's how bad
So
I am.
welcome to modern times.
Jeannie, she got an iPhone.
I plan on getting one.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I'm
Right here.
slowly
Let
moving
me
to
see if I
app.
can share
Whoa.
this thing.
It's a hinge.
You know
It's
what?
an antique.
That will never die.
That's I know.
It's like the cockroach right
I
there.
said when this thing dies is when I'm going to get an iPhone. And I said that
It will
20
never
years
die.
ago. So.
It's never going to happen.
You are a
You're going to be in the
magician.
grave with that.
Whips
just
out
brought that out
a
there.
flip phone. My mom uses that.
Thank you so much, Gene.
So
Now
Jeannie,
you know why I'm keeping my coat on.
yeah. Well, we know what you might have some magical things inside that coat that we'll
Yeah.
find out later on.
Whoa,
We
hey!
will
I
find
didn't know
out
it was that kind of show.
Might pull out a rabbit. I know. Make you
He
get a little
said
too
my coat,
excited.
not my pants. It's all right.
So Jeannie, what are you thinking of them so far?
Well, Artie tried to pay me off
That is
for
true.
the show. Yeah, he tried to pay me off, and I'm all about a bribe. But I don't know if that meant he was really bad at comedy, or he just likes to, make it rain on girls.
I think he likes to flaunt it. I think he likes to flaunt what he's got because he had a pretty decent wad of cash in there.
I think that makes him smart because everyone knows to live on Long Island it's very expensive. We're all
Yeah.
broke.
Yeah,
That is
anyone
true.
And,
I
I'm,
got you
and I'm
covered.
very hard to.
I
Yeah,
got you covered.
That's my
that's
guy.
right. That's right.
Bruce
And
is
I'm
ready to.
extreme-
I see two high scores.
Yeah.
It might be a tie. I don't know.
And any comedians who know me, who have seen me sitting in the audience before I used to write my blog or talk on the podcast, I had actually when this place first started.
On 105.9 FM.
In the Gov's room, very hard to impress. So
It's true.
if he heard that rumor, that could be why.
There you
he was
go.
trying to
We
pay
have
me off.
our Simon Cowell is here now, folks.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
good.
that is
very
very
good.
true.
Very good. But what do you? So you think you're feeling pretty good about these guys, even though they offered you money? You think
Yeah.
they're going to be good?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. How about you, Jessica? Jessica, straight from Connecticut, right here to govsradio.com. So thank you, Jessica,
Because
for.
she knew I was going to be here.
That's
I know you were the
exactly
bait.
why.
You were the bait we
yes.
needed to get her here because I wasn't going to cut the mustard. we needed it. We needed a little Asian persuasion to get him in here. So that's what we have here, folks. So Jessica, when you take a good look at these two gentlemen over here, these two handsome young fellows, what are you thinking?
I think it's wonderful that they're doing comedy. I think it's awesome that they've been friends.
He whipped out that wad of cash. And he's got a $2 bill in his pocket.
Wow! Wow! Do you really?
Someone
you see
gave
that?
it to me at a
With his
bar. That's
picture
all.
on it.
It's got his own picture on it
Put him in
too.
my glove compartment. My mom gave
How
him
did you see
$100.
that? Look at that.
See,
No,
she
it's
eyes.
like a
Asian thing.
Yeah.
You got good eyes.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to get rid of it.
You got good eyes over there.
Yes.
Turn Asian,
Hey, yeah.
right?
When you bust out money, the girls are clocking. They want to see where the 20s are,
Not
where the
so
50s
slanty
are.
now.
Yeah.
Where
Well-
are the Benjamins? That's what I'm asking.
So-
I think it's great that you guys have been friends since childhood and now you're doing comedy together and you recognize that it's not an easy thing to do, but you're still going for it and it makes you happy and that's awesome. I'm really excited to see what you guys are going to joke about.
Yes. Very well said, Jessica. Very well said and very true. It is a really awesome story that you guys have, and now it's time for the writing portion of the show, which is to me it's not easy to get a premise that you don't know what's going to be, and then the keywords and to fit it in there and make a joke happen. I think it's a pretty fun challenge. So what I would like you guys to do is rock paper scissors to see who's going to go first.
Oh, it's even.
Oh yeah, let's go to round one. Thank you, producer. Round one, everybody.
Every comedian should write their own material, and this round will test their joke writing skills like no other. Both comedians were tasked to write an original joke with a comedy premise and 4 key words that they received 24 hours prior to tonight's show. Judges give their score based on originality, creativity, style, resourcefulness, and of course, funny.
Okay, so we're going to do rock paper scissors. See which one starts it off.
Bruce will go first.
Well, we got to see it. I got to
Okay.
see the magic, guys. Just like you were
1, 2,
kids.
3.
There you go. He beat you. So it is Bruce.
There you go.
Bruce, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
And,
Looking forward to it.
All right, and whenever you're ready with your joke writing challenge, the premise was the in-laws, my in-laws, and the keywords are nod, quite, cave, and cry. And I get these words randomly from my Words with Friends game that I was playing recently. Nod, quite, cave, and try. Cave got the most points if you were curious. So those are your words, and whenever you're ready, Bruce Lipsky.
Thank you. I recently took my in-laws to Friendly's. It was quite an experience. My mother-in-law started yelling at the waitress. My eggs are runny, and the toast is burnt. My father-in-law chimed in and said, my bacon is raw and the farina looks like spackle. I said, would you two stop crying? You're acting like you just crawled out of a cave. The whole breakfast only cost you $2.99. My mother-in-law then started a fight with the manager. She said, how come you no longer serve coffee in those nice brown friendly mugs? He said, we stopped because they kept on getting taken. My mother-in-law gave a nod and said, oh, that's a shame. I only needed one more to complete my set.
Nice. Nicely done. A full-formed joke from start to finish. We'll start with you, Scott. What do you give him the score on the board there? And I'll give you guys a second to deliberate. While you guys are deliberating,
a board.
handing out the boards,
I
here's
told
your
you, you gotta get
here's
one.
your board.
There you
Here,
go.
I'll trade you a board for a glass
There
of
you
wine.
go.
Oh, well,
No,
I'll
that's a
trade you.
terrible
Hey,
trade.
all right.
I know.
That's a terrible
I
trade.
want it back. Not a drop should be missing.
Or are you just gonna?
I will be drinking it now.
What's the score? Is it like
Out of 10.
Yeah,
One
1 out of 10, and then a nice critique on Bruce's joke. Bruce, when writing that, how did you feel? Were there any hiccups along the way, or did it just come naturally to you? Or walk me through your writing process.
Well, part of the process is that some of it actually I experienced in other ways with my in-laws. You know, going out with elderly people sometimes can be a challenge, and you know, sometimes you just want to crawl under the table and look at the gum there. That's how bad it gets to you. But for the most part, you know, it's what you do. You know, I love my in-laws, and you know, you endure this because it's all part of the deal. Because I'm sure one day my son's going to say the same thing about me.
He already is, I guarantee it. But very good, Bruce. Thank you. All right, judges, are you ready? We'll start with you, Scott. What's your score and a little critique for buddy Bruce Lipsky?
Okay. Well, my score, I feel generous. I was going to give him a 7, but I gave him an 8.
An
I
8?
gave him an 8. And I'll tell you why. Your delivery was great. There was no stuttering. You went straight through. I think it was a
Hey, Don.
it was a nice, clean joke. It was a good punchline. Punchline was right where it was supposed to be, right at the end there. I think he might have set it up a little bit earlier in the joke with something you were going out for a coffee, and then it became breakfast. So we already had the coffee thing. So, but outside of that, I think good joke.
An
you.
8. Very good. Very good score. Jeannie, what do you have to say?
I gave him a 5.
Oh.
I
It's okay.
know. I know. I did think it was a well-rounded joke. Like I said before, I'm really hard to impress. I do want to know where someone goes for breakfast for $2.99, though.
I know, that
That's
sounds
what
like...
I want to know. That's what I want to know.
I believe Denny's, I believe.
That's a Florida Denny's, though.
Yeah.
Not a New York Denny's.
Okay, Jessica Colazzo.
I gave a 6
Ooh.
Nice.
because, all right, it's a really difficult exercise to try to write a joke in, 24 hours?
24 hours.
Just being given the premise and 4 keywords, that is hard to do. Storytelling jokes are very difficult, especially. And if you had made it a little shorter and gotten to the, I thought completing the set was a great punchline. I thought that was awesome, very funny. But again, it's really hard to write a joke with limited information in a limited amount of time. So I do think you did a really good job, but in the future, try to get to the punchline faster. That is all.
Very good. Very
Thank
well
you.
said.
Good
Very
job.
well done.
I agree with her on that.
Very good.
I do.
Ginny,
Can I raise my score now? Bitch.
Can I borrow your water, cash?
I did have a pen. What happened to it?
oh, I took
Oh,
it.
no, that's all right.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure showed that.
No, well, I just got to write the numbers so I remember the mathematics at the end. Oh, good. Benny's got it. There he is. He's also taking orders for Italian food if you're interested.
I want penny alla vodka.
I want a cannoli.
If Adam Frarick was just outside of our window, if he wants to come in here and buy, that would be. Is that good?
Yeah.
Sally, do you think that?
I think he kind of just was like waving.
Just waving to us? Okay.
Look.
It's pretty cool. Adam Ferrara is like a local Long Island comedy legend.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's been around and done a lot of big things. He's been in a lot of great shows. And
And there's Matt Berg.
yeah, there's Matt
It's
Berg.
also very funny.
Yeah, so
love
they're,
Matt Berg.
they're all walking through here
got a
at
great
Governor's
Twitter
Comedy
account.
Club. It's a pretty cool atmosphere.
Yes,
There's
they look
also
fun.
some kind of show going on in the little room with all kinds of
Drag queen.
drag queens. It's pretty nice. Arnie did
an
not know they were drag
eclectic
queens. He
night.
gave him $20 earlier to flash it.
That's my girls, man. That's my girls.
So now moving along, we have Arnie Price with his joke writing challenge. Again, I'll say that the premise is my in-laws, and the keywords are nod, quite,
You said
cave,
quiet.
quite.
I have quiet, but okay.
That's all right. You can.
Use
we'll
quiet.
I'll let quiet pass, and that's what you thought it
boy.
was, and then cry.
Doesn't follow directions.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Cave
already
and
minus
cry.
You better get out that
five.
wad of cash right now.
Minus five right
Yeah,
now.
we're in the negative.
Are you ready, Arnie Price?
I'm ready. Are
All
you
right.
ready?
Let's hear it, buddy.
Here you go. My mother-in-law, she's 95 years old, and she lives with me. When I come home, I go past her room, and I nod hello to her. She's quiet, and she doesn't hear very well. So I asked her, what are you doing, watching the History Channel? She says, yeah, I'm looking for you. I asked her if you're looking for your old friends. She says to me, go back to your cave and watch your show, The Biggest Loser, and look for your friends. She made me cry from laughing so much.
Very good, Arnie Price. Arnie Price. I like the History Channel stuff. That was good. And I like the joke overall. Well rounded. We will now start with Jeannie Powers.
Dude, I didn't even write my score
All
down
right.
yet.
We'll let them deliberate. We'll let our deliberate. And while we deliberate, we will talk to Arnie. Arnie,
Glasses, if you have.
I don't know.
when you got the in-law premise, you were very excited.
Yes.
So tell me why. What made that so
My
happy?
mother-in-law's been living with us for a while. She is probably like now 5 foot or 4'10". She keeps shrinking. I keep telling her, you know, and then you have to talk loud because she doesn't hear that you're going to wind up on a Smucker's jaw one day. But the thing is, someone that old,
I love the
she
references.
drinks like it's going out of style. She'll drink you under the desk.
Right.
But and she eats. You give her a full Chinese meal, she'll eat the whole thing. She doesn't waste a thing.
Right.
Cake makes every little crumb. But you know something? It's hard to buy gifts for someone like that. So for her birthday, we went out and bought a Little Miss My Little Pony lunch pail, and we filled it up with chocolate because she loves her sweets.
Right,
At
right.
that age, you
just
can
let them do what they want
You
at
do
that
what
age.
you want.
Yeah.
But when I want a piece of chocolate, no, you can't have.
Well, she's looking out for she's a bitch.
She's stingy.
No, I'm sure you love your mother.
No,
How
she's
long?
sweet.
How long has she been living with you?
6-7 years.
Okay, so it hasn't been like
That's
25
no,
years or
she's
something.
cool. She's cool. I have no problem.
Very good, very good. Well, are the judges ready? Jeannie, are you ready to
Yes,
to-
I am.
Let's hear what you got.
Be nice.
Sorry. I'm not going to apologize. It is what it is.
You're the
Not.
judge. Oh,
I
4.
gave you a 4 because it was a little, you know, off, as we were saying. Yeah, it was a little off. I do like.
Because of the confusion between quiet and quite.
Yes, the lack of following direction.
Yeah, there is
Which I'm big on
possibly
that.
penalties for that.
Quiet.
It says quite.
It's quite.
It's quite. It says
It's
quite.
the EI.
Oh,
Oh, so
Quiet,
he's
don't say
dyslexic.
anything.
It's a Scrabble thing, you know.
But also, what I did like, because I'm all about entertainment, doing the Hollywood hit list and pop culture, is how you brought in the television shows to bring your punchline in. That I did enjoy very much. I like that.
Me too. Very good score. 4. A 4.
Very good score.
Definitely have to borrow that pen for a second to
Sure.
write this down. Benny, you also keeping? Okay, I'm gonna
truly
rely
am the
on you,
Simon
Ben.
Cowell.
All right, there you go. Yeah, you definitely are the Simon. In our show history of 2.5 shows, you are definitely the most harshest critic so far, and I think that's a good thing. I
It
actually
is.
think
You
that's
know
a
why?
good thing.
'Cause, you know, there isn't a lot of honesty in comedy.
Right, I think you're doing great. I appreciate Jeannie Powers.
Me too.
And-
I will tell you.
I've been doing
and-
comedy 10 years. She's never laughed at a single joke.
And she's not kidding.
See, that's good though. The day she makes you laugh, you're gonna feel great.
I'll just kill myself.
You're gonna feel amazing.
That's all I
We
need.
crack up in general when we're having normal conversation.
Right.
We will laugh till we piss our pants.
Yeah,
But if she's on
literally.
stage, I sit there going,
It's
You
true.
just sit there with
It's
that
true.
face.
oh, what the?
That is great. I think that's great. I think that makes you try harder, right, Jessica? Is your goal in life to make Jeannie laugh during
I
the set?
don't actually give a shit. What
No,
she
she doesn't really care.
Oh.
She doesn't really
I
care,
think you
and
do.
and that's okay.
I think she does.
I think, yes, you're right. Secretly, I do.
I think. So, Jeannie, that is you now. What's your score for Arnie Price?
You mean
Oh,
Jessica?
me?
Oh, Jessica, yes. What did I call her?
I
Jeannie.
gave
Oh, sorry.
I gave Arnie Price a 5. because of the confusion about the word, but but the joke was short and to the point and had references, TV references, like Jeannie was saying, very funny.
I think he could have did more with the History Channel. I think there was
But
more there.
Biggest Loser was funny.
Yeah,
I
that
liked
was
that
good.
a lot. And I also like that it came from a place of reality. Like, you really do live with this person. And something like that could actually happen. And I know a lot of comics will go up and just not talk about real things at all. But I do like it when somebody stays true to their real life. And you did that. So it was great.
I wish I knew that before I
Very
gave
good.
you the score.
Very good. Don't have buyer's remorse, Jeannie. You're doing great. Scott, what do you give Arnie Price?
Well, I agree. Write what you know, and because it is a true story. But we didn't know that when we were scoring. But I was still felt generous, and I love the TV shows, especially looking for people we know, which was 95 years old. Well, I guess she had the black and white TV. I gave you a 7.
Oh,
big
big
score,
score, 7.
This guy doesn't know shit about comedy.
You want to know something? Because
The
I'm
magic
feeling.
man over here.
Hey, I played this room and headlined this room for weekends.
Oh.
Yes, I did. But you have to kind of go with his audience. With his audience, those were good jokes for his audience.
Okay,
and that's
but
what I'm
guess
saying. I don't
what,
think he's going
though?
to be doing,
Any
He's
show
not gonna
you
do prom shows?
It's not going to be your audience. You got to be able to perform
But that was
in
still
front of
good.
any
But that was
audience.
still good. That was
Yes,
still good.
no, absolutely.
Thank you.
I don't
I
think
agree.
Now-
4 or 5. You're tough critics.
They're tough. It's tough, but that's what going to make these two guys better. I think in the long run.
And
I
guess
think these
what?
guys got
If
the.
I tie you up, you're not getting out of that shit.
If you tie me up, I may not want to get out.
Oh,
If he ties you up, you're going to wind up in Downey's trunk.
then it gets really kinky. Speaking of Downey, you're recently engaged. Congratulations,
Oh,
Jessica
thanks.
Colazzo. I do read Facebook, and I saw the recent thing. I was very happy for you.
Thank you very much.
Now, have you met his parents yet? And what do you think of your new future in-laws?
Oh, I love them so much. They're all in Michigan.
Oh,
They're
nice.
a lot of fun. And I actually just had to do a show, and they all showed up. I had to drink a lot before I went up there because I was like, oh man, the last thing I want is for them to go up to him and be like, your girlfriend's not funny. She's just not. We're happy for you, but she's just not funny at all.
You should have gave them dry erase boards during your
No.
performance.
There
Now,
But when I saw his dad
Hold
laughing,
these
I was
up
like,
at the wedding.
I can,
Anybody
I can
object?
relax. Yeah.
when meeting the future in-laws, are you nervous? Do you want to impress them, or walk me through the first time you met Kevin Downey Jr.'s parents?
Well, his mother is no longer with us, but his dad is tons of fun. He's very easy to get along with, honestly. It was not a challenge at all.
Nice.
He's just a really nice guy.
And the siblings and everything. Does he have siblings?
He has a brother. That was very difficult because he has children and I have a potty mouth. So on the way to meet his brother, he was like, don't say anything inappropriate, and I was just I just shut down.
Wow, once you're told that, then the urge to say inappropriate things just becomes greater and greater.
Yeah, just as soon as I shook his hand, in my head I was like, don't say the N-word. Just don't, I don't know. I don't know why I would want to say that anyway.
Like that
but just
came to your
don't
mind.
say it.
Of all the words, it was the N-word.
I love it.
There's a lot wrong with me, yeah.
I love that that's the first thing you thought when you met the brother was
Just
don't
don't
say.
say the N-word. Just don't do that.
Wow, wow. And so then, well, how did you refrain from that? Like you just found the power inside you to.
I just bit my tongue until it bled. And then I was like, excuse me.
Jeannie, you're married, right?
Yes.
And how do you enjoy your in-laws?
Well, my mother-in-law passed when my husband was a teenager.
I'm
so
sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And my father-in-law I have not seen since I was pregnant with my first child, which was about 24 years ago.
Wow.
25 years
So
ago.
the
If that. Maybe it was 25 years ago.
Damn.
well, if there's a upside, you never had to deal with them.
Exactly. So,
So-
when people complain about in-laws, I'm like, yeah, dude. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Wow. So and does your husband get along with your parents?
Yes.
Are you sure? That's definite. Like he loves them, and they love him unconditionally.
Yes.
Very
I
good.
concur.
There was a little thinking in there, wasn't there?
She's holding back secrets, but we're gonna get them out. We're gonna by the end of the show, and some more of this wine here, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get we're gonna get all the secrets are gonna come pouring out, and she's gonna forget that we're on Facebook Live right now.
Good luck.
I hope thousands of people are watching us right now.
Witnesses.
Yes, and Scott, are you married? Are you a married guy?
No, I'm happy.
I love this guy.
I'm happy.
I can tell by looking at you that you were too happy to have been gone, have that currently happening, but you've gone through it, haven't you?
Well, I would have been divorced from every single one of them, so I think that's the right thing to do. You know, people change over time, so.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, like, did you make them disappear? Like, how did you do it
No,
like, magically?
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Please say yes.
I mean, like, you put them in one of the boxes, and then you close it, and they open it, and they're gone
Actually-
forever.
Just
Actually,
saw
a
that
few of
bitch.
my girlfriends actually worked with my show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I knew it. I was gonna ask
Yeah.
you that.
No, really. My first fiance, I've been engaged a couple of times too, but never happened. The last one, we broke it off, and I got a pool instead, so it was great.
Nice.
But I have to tell you, I had a straitjacket and my chains and handcuffs and everything in the back seat, and I go to pick her up, and her mother decides to walk out to kind of like check my license plate. You know, who is this guy? You met him in a club. Ba, 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 ba. She sees the shit in the back seat. I swear to God. She was pacing up and down the whole time we were out. We only went to the movies, you know?
Yeah.
And
She's
we come back
terrified.
and big sigh of relief. And then, oh, my mother saw this, and she said this and that. I said, did you tell her what I did for a living? She goes, no. I said, well, that explains it right there.
Now, after you sawed her in half and brought her home, was she in two different pieces, or did she make it back okay?
No, but she actually, you know, very thin. She fits right in the boxes and everything
Nice,
else like
nice.
that. So yeah, it was nice.
I always want to know how to do that, and I'm hoping that we could build a friendship, and you tell me how, and then I could.
I
then
can tell
use
you,
those
but then I got to kill you. That's the Magician's Union. Thing,
Oh.
you know?
Please tell me.
Yeah, I just want to know how to do that. And they got the hand out the box waving and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I always wanted to learn that, and I think that's really cool. That I'm always extremely fascinated with magicians and what they do. So I give you a lot of props for that. And when is your next performance, and what do you got going on?
Well, right now I'm working on an escape show. So I finally hit that age. I had my heart attack, so I says, you know what, so let me do the escapes because maybe I'll die on the stage. You know, it's a good
Oh,
selling
yeah.
point and everything else like that.
That's the goal.
But the knees aren't working like they used to. The ankles, I used to hang upside down and get out of the straitjacket for from cranes and all over the world. Is what
Right, you did that
basically,
in New York, didn't you?
Yeah.
For a movie.
in the film Ragtime,
Yeah.
which was James Cagney's last film. You guys would know James Cagney.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Personally,
they went to school with him. They went.
I knew Miss Jimmy.
No, but it was James Cagney's last film, and I was 18 years old when the film came out. We actually shot it when I was 17, but I did the Upside Down Straitjacket Escape with Houdini's original straitjacket, which was really cool.
Wow.
They got
Wow,
it
that's
on loan
very
from
cool.
a museum,
Fascinating.
and I put it on, and I was like, yeah, this is great. So we filmed it at 14th and Barrow in Manhattan. They were shooting Reds down the block with Warren Beatty and everything.
Oh yeah, around that
Yeah,
time.
we did the stunt, and it was great, and it kind of boom, especially when Ragtime was a Broadway show. All of
Yeah,
a sudden
yeah.
there was this resurgence of magic, so I was able to take the whole show out
And
with the
start
escapes and
doing-
everything again. So that kind of worked, and I had that connection. Comedy, as far as comedy goes, the only reason I started doing, I was a funny kid, in school, the class clown and everything else, but I actually added comedy into my act because there was no place for magicians to perform. So that was the whole gimmick for me was, how about if this trick messes up and then we do this and, and string it along with comedy. And in fact, one of my first comedy shows was the White House Inn out here in Long Island, which Richard M. Dixon's White House Inn, the whole history of comedy on Long Island. I guess
Right,
him and
yeah.
Rich Manivini with
Yeah,
the old
Richie
East Side
Manvini,
Comedy
and
Club.
then they made it East Side. Yeah,
And then with Governors, when Jackie Martling was booking this room,
right.
and he got me up on the stage here, and that's when I started, and I really felt like I was, kind of in the comedy world with magic and comedy and everything
Mixing the
else.
two.
And, yeah, and there were a lot of guys doing it then.
Yeah, like
I
Maisie
always
Jonathan.
wondered, did
Yeah,
did
sure.
Jackie mix guitar playing with comedy, or he just either played guitar or did his, like some comics will have like props and
Do
stuff
like a
like
guitar
their guitar.
comic.
I was wondering if he
had
did that.
He had some funny songs and everything, but he was just doing his jokes. I don't know if you have his albums or anything. He would do
No,
his-
but I actually saw him do stand up here not too long ago. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. But back then, yeah, he had his guitar. He'd sit on the stool. He had his little tambourine with his foot. And it was great. It was
His
great.
little business cards are actually guitar picks.
Oh, why?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. See,
Did
that's a
not
cool
know that.
touch.
That's
That's a
cool.
cool touch.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, Jackie, great guy.
So now we are getting ready for round 2, which is the premise pressure. Round 2, premise pressure, everybody.
All right.
And Benny will read us the instructions.
Round 2, premise pressure. Comedy can certainly throw a lot of curveballs, and sometimes you have to think quick on your feet. So round 2, premise pressure, we will see how fast these comedians are with a variety of comedy premises. Each comedian will have 2 minutes to fire off punchlines with premises given to them from our judges.
All right, so it's time for premise pressure. Now, this is the one round that you guys really couldn't do much preparation for. So, so Arnie, when thinking about premises, does this one make you a little nervous?
Well, it's exciting because I don't know what's going to come to it. I have no idea what's going to happen.
And Bruce, have you had any thoughts on different types of premises and how you're going to handle this? Or are you just going to let it go, let it come at you, and just flow with it?
I'll basically take it as it comes, and hopefully they ask the right premises.
All right, so we started with Bruce last, so now we will start with Arnie. Arnie Price taking the premise pressure quiz. We'll start. So the premises, you guys will throw them out. We'll just go in order here. We'll go Scott, Jeannie, Jessica, Scott, Jeannie, Jessica, and just throw out any random.
So
Any
does it
random,
have to be on here? It doesn't have to.
Yeah,
Any random?
any random one you want to throw out there?
Let's
Premise.
go in order, man, because
I thought we had to come up with one. I didn't know it had to be off this list.
Well, you could also come up with one too.
I could just.
I encourage that,
Really?
Jeannie. I encourage your own thoughts.
Okay.
I want to hear your thoughts.
Because I'm very interested in the premises that are in your mind right now.
Oh Lord, I've been drinking.
Are you ready, Arnie?
How much time do they
I
get?
may throw up
3 minutes
Each?
each, so it's a lot.
As we just
It's a
throw
lot.
it at them?
3 minutes could be an eternity, but if they do well, it will go in a blink of an eye.
All
Because
right.
time is relative, everyone. Here we go. Ready, Arnie?
I guess so.
Ready, judges? In 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, do it.
Glory hole.
Glory hole?
That's right. You heard me
I have
right.
the glory
hole.
If you come and look back here, I got the biggest glory hole you could imagine.
See the glory hole.
All right, Scott, you go.
I'm going to go with the N word. Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi. Wasn't she the one that was down there helping me the other day?
Whoa.
Jessica, you go.
Narcissism.
Oh, I can't go there. I'm not like that. I don't know what to do with narcissism.
That means you're a narcissist.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Midget porn.
Midget porn? I love midget porn. First, I like to throw them up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I take it back and forth, twist them around. Porn. Yeah, baby.
He really loves it. He's talking the truth right there. Go ahead. Who's next? Scott, is that you?
Yeah, I guess so. Eating healthy.
I don't eat healthy. I had 2 stents put in. My wife says I have to eat healthy. So when I came out of the hospital, I went to Burger King and got a double cheeseburger.
Oh, my God. Death Wish.
Yeah, really.
Death wish is
Jessica,
right.
I believe it's you.
I like this one. Why are rappers so pissed?
Why are they so pissed? Did you ever see MC Hammer when he did that dance? Can't touch that. He was up on stage trying to wiggle it. Can't touch that. So he was pissed. This thing was not in the right position.
Jeannie, I think it's you next.
Dog shit.
Dog shit. I will never pick up dog shit. My wife makes me walk the dog and then I look around. Nobody's looking. I ain't picking up that dog shit. It stinks.
You just leave it there? And I think it's you, Scott.
Your best friend's wife.
My best friend's wife? My best friend's wife is a bisexual.
He's in midget
I'd
porn.
love to be with her.
Whose turn?
Jessica.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh, I love that show. I can't wait. That show is fantastic. When they have the people that go there with the big things on the top of their head. What the hell have they been for the last 5 years? They got a pimple here, they got a thing on the belly. Where the hell are they going? They've never been to the doctor before. They got to go on. And she's hot, too.
Now I gotta watch the show. I never saw it.
You gotta watch that show.
You watch every YouTube video,
When
and then
the-
you
when
start
the
watching the ones
Jews
from
comes out?
China,
It's so
Oh,
where
you
they
get-
don't even clean the faces.
You know when they come out with the
yeah.
goose and they
We got
pop
30
it?
seconds left.
30 seconds. Keep going. Keep it
Okay,
going.
the Friends reunion.
The Friends reunion? These guys are too old. They kind of come in with canes and things. I mean, well, Jennifer Anderson was calling me the other day. She says,
Aniston?
yeah, that's the one. She called me and she says, I'm going to come over to you beforehand. Now, this way we could have a little party. Then I'll do the show. I know her.
One more premise. Which one wants to throw it out there? Jeannie?
Addicted to porn.
Addicted to porn? I'm addicted to porn? Look at my phone. I have porn.com stationed there. You go and just hit the button and it's going to come on. Porn.com. It comes up with hot blondes. There you go. Just look at my phone.
And that's time. Price. We learned a lot about Arnie in that moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in
It
this.
just it took a couple.
I
like the midgets.
Porn, yeah, you don't watch porn.
It took a couple of premises to really learn a lot about you, Arnie. And I gotta say, you're a pretty awesome dude.
Pornhub.
You remind me of one of my
Yeah.
uncles.
Porn.com.
All right, so
Oh, this is going to be hard to judge this because
Yeah.
if I judge on the honesty, you win. But if I judge on your actual
Oh, we're supposed
material,
to judge this now?
yeah, now you have to judge 1 through 10 on how Arnie
it's a game
handled.
show. It's a game show.
Right.
How did Arnie? The thing is how he handled the premises and made them funny, and you know, I don't have to give a score, so I could love you equally, both of you guys. So I will say that I believe Arnie, that was funny stuff. You made me laugh, genuine laughter. I love that you're an older horny toad and you're really into the porn. That makes me happy.
I tried Viagra before.
But how'd you feel about that? I know you were a little nervous about the
No, I mean, as it went, you just roll with it.
Yeah.
Not every one of them was great, but you know.
No, you were letting it go off the
You
top. You were
roll
letting
with
it
it.
flow. You were having fun, and all that stuff. So now that brings us. We'll start off with Jessica Colazzo. Jessica, or
Okay.
Jessica Downey Jr. What do you have to say?
Not yet.
Almost.
The soon to be.
Okay, I gave a 6. You handled the pressure very well. For
Thank
a new
you.
comic, you handled it very well. I don't know what you could have done with the addicted to porn thing if you do not, in fact, watch porn on your phone. But you did try, and I appreciate that. I think you did pretty well.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Very good. Very good. Scott.
I wasn't as generous. I laughed. It was funny, but I didn't see any jokes in there. I thought that the jokes were lacking, so I gave you a 4. You have room for improvement on that.
What are you, Genie?
Very good. Scott with the 4, and now Jeannie or Simon Cowell.
I mean, that's a hard thing to do, though.
Yeah.
I gave him a high score for me. I gave him a 6.
6.
Oh
Wow.
Just because of the look he had when I said glory hole.
Yeah, he was so happy. He actually lit up. That was definitely not the first time he's heard those words, and I think it's terrific.
A lot of sexual questions out there.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are like.
Although I didn't think,
No,
I
they're
didn't think he
throwing
was
them at
I
you.
think
hilarious.
they like sex a lot too.
Oh, I believe they do.
Now I just
Yeah.
want to know what his butthole really looks like.
He might
The
show
whole
us later if we're
purpose of
lucky.
a glory
Yeah.
hole is not to see it.
Yes, yes.
No, you can see the
No,
hole.
I don't want
you
to.
just don't
No.
see the person.
Right, exactly. And that's a hit or miss. You never know what's on the other side of the glory hole.
That's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of glory holes, Bruce, how's it going?
I'm great.
My glory hole is tingling.
Glory hole. After watching
Close
Arnie,
friends, all right?
after watching Arnie go through that,
Right.
did that make you more confident or more nervous?
A little bit of nervous, but when he talked about that butthole, I'm telling you, I never leave my buddies behind.
Move your chair away.
The premises are hard, though. They really are.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is.
This is probably the toughest of all the rounds because they also
I think
can't
so.
prepare for it. So there's nothing you can
Who
do. You
knows
just
what
literally
you're
have to
gonna
go off the cuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't
I
know
love
what's
how
gonna
you
get
called
thrown at you.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi the N-word.
Yeah.
Well, you set that up for me, so.
I sure did.
Well, here we go. We got 3 more minutes on the clock for Bruce Lipsky. And judges, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bruce, are you ready?
I am ready.
And here we go. Let's put the mic a little closer to you for this one. And 3, 2, 1, let's do it.
Exorcism.
Well, if I look at Linda Blair and throwing up with that pea soup, kind of exciting, actually.
Next one.
Fat people.
Well, being so thin myself, when I go out to eat, I see some of these people online, and they fill up their, trays with 5,000 worth of calories there. It kind of makes me wonder what their asshole's going to look like when they start their shit.
Oh, my God. Scott.
All right. Well, let's keep the shit thing going in the Yankees.
How about them Yankees?
Oh, those Yankees, what a great team they are. They always seem to lose in the finals over there. My feeling about Yankees is that, they keep on getting free agents, but they don't go anywhere with them. Spend the money and go nowhere. That seems the story of Arnie Price's life.
Oh.
There it is.
He pulled that off.
Who's next? Jeannie?
Jeannie.
Am I next?
Yeah.
Genital warts.
Well, my nickname is LeBeau Mech, so I've never really looked underneath the bottom to see if I have any genital warts, but next time I go to my doctor, I'll ask him about that.
Okay.
Genital warts. Okay, who's next? Jessica.
White entitlement.
Oh, boy,
Make that funny.
How dare you?
You get the tough one.
Boy, this is a tough one over here.
You can do it.
Okay. I think everybody's entitled, but as far as white entitlement goes, boy, you got me on that one.
Wow.
Just say the answer you would have said when you were 16 years
Just
old.
be
Just
brave.
give us the real answer.
White entitlement.
Don't
Say the N-word.
Say the N-word.
I'm going to go political correctness.
Well, we just talked about white entitlement, so how much better could we get with that? See, I don't like to use those special words, but looking at Donald Trump, how much political correctness could you possibly have?
Okay.
Vegans.
Oh my! I was growing a garden, and my wife was talking about being a vegan. We spent thousands of dollars, trying to grow things, and all we got was 4 rotten cucumbers, 2 tomatoes, and a zucchini. And so my neighbor said, if you use red fox urine, you can grow great vegetables. And I said, red fox urine, he's been dead for 30 years.
We got 2 minutes to go. 2 more minutes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Terrorism.
50 seconds. 10 seconds.
I'm sorry?
Terrorism.
Terrorism. Oh boy, when people start bombing things over here, right now I'm probably doing the best bombing right now.
And time.
That's
That was
great.
good.
Wow.
All right, Bruce. That was tough.
That's
That was
hard.
tough.
That's hard.
tough.
Good
That's
job.
very
Good
hard. Very
job.
hard to
I
do.
love you, man.
But you did great. You did great. Gets a nice kiss and everything for that one.
Wow.
He was at my bar mitzvah.
Yeah, then you guys go way back. Way back.
Yep.
And so have you guys ever had these kind of challenges growing up?
Can I tell him the one story, the
Tell any
famous
story.
story?
Tell any story you
Wait,
want.
if
Okay.
you're telling a story,
The
can I go to
story
the
was.
bathroom? For real.
Can I make you that sick, my answers?
This is a true story. Bruce used to come over every morning, like I said, at 7 o'clock in the morning. We'd watch the Dodo cartoons and all the cartoons. So one morning
Black
he
and
was
white.
leaving the house, and he lived diagonally across the street. I go into the kitchen, I get an egg, and I throw the sucker just straight in the air. Where the hell you think it landed? Dead smack in the middle of that. Where do you think he's balled from? In a million years, you can never do that again. This is a story we've done
I
years.
happen to have some eggs, and tonight, as a special thing, we'll go on the back and see how many tries it takes to get Bruce again. Cool. All right, we'll do it. Let's go now. No, I think that's great. I love that you guys are old friends and doing comedy and on the show today. So again, thank you guys for both coming out here, being good sports. And now we're going to go to the scores. And then when we go to the scores, we then could maybe make some time for Jessica Colazzo
Her potty break.
to go to the bathroom. But right now, let's get the scores, and we'll start with you, Jessica. Or did we start with you last time? We'll start with you now.
Yeah, let Jessica go first
Yeah,
so she can
so she
scoot
can get
out.
outta here.
So
There
I
you go.
could go pee-pee. I gave you a 7.
Wow! Wow!
Wow.
You were quick. I like that. You were very quick. And when I thought you weren't going to have a punchline, you had one. You surprised me. So you did a very good job. I'm impressed.
7.
Very good. Very good.
Wow.
And Jessica, you could now
I
shimmy
can
through
now
if you'd
go
like,
to the bathroom.
as we go now to Scott for his score.
I have OCD, so I have to raise this
I'm
whole thing first.
going
Okay.
to, well, you did a great job. And you did have a squeeze it and punchline, even though it was an insult for your best friend there over there, Ronnie. But I think that your mind was working on the comedy. And like I said, it's a very hard thing to do. But I did give you 1 point higher than Arnie. I gave you a 5.
Whoa! A 5.
A 5. That's really hard to do.
Bruce raking in the
really
point.
is.
It's very tough. And Jeannie, we're going to end it off with you here.
Okay. This premise thing is very difficult, I have to say.
Yeah.
Hard to be throwing things at someone that doesn't even know what we're going to throw at them. You don't know our personalities. You don't know the words we're going to say. You haven't seen these lists. We're taking things that aren't on the list if you have seen them. I did give you a 4. The Simon and me came back out. But that's because, you know, of white entitlement and the political correctness. I think you really didn't have anything. But your last one about bombing did make me giggle. I think that was the first giggle I had of the night.
And that's hard to do with Jeannie's
So,
superpowers.
because he was being extremely honest there. He
Exactly.
wasn't totally bombing.
Right, he
I thought
had
was
that
very-
moment
I
of
thought he was.
reflection.
It was truthful. He was being truthful. So
Yeah, it's what he was
So
feeling.
good
exactly.
job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Good scores.
Well, both you guys really did.
yeah,
Great
you guys
job on
both
that.
did very good
that's
on the
not,
premise.
that's
question.
not easy.
That is very hard. Now,
Making it through it.
when Scott, when incorporating comedy into magic, what kind of premises do you use in that regard, and how do the jokes come at you, and how do you, take us through the writing of a magical?
Okay, the writing. I used to do a trick with 5 razor blades, spool of thread, few strips of paper. I show all the razor blades that they're sharp, and I take them one by one and put them in my mouth. Then I take a piece of thread.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't, sorry, I'm a
Please
mom.
Don't try this at home. Really. Do it over your friend's house. No. And then you take the thread, and I would take the thread, put it in my mouth, and I would drink a glass of water. And show that there's nothing there. You know, the glass is empty. Then I would reach down into my throat and pull out a piece of thread. And I would pull out one razor blade tied onto the thread, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, and the fifth. And come up like that. Boom. And get a big round of applause. I did this to music and everything.
That's pretty awesome
And
to be able to do that.
I would always get the same questions after the show. So reality actually triggered a comedic response that I put in the show. Girls would say, you know, did you really tie that with your tongue? Ooh, they would do this type of thing. So I actually put that into the show, and I came up with a good line for it. I said, people always ask me, did I really tie the razor blades with my tongue? You know, I just lick my eyebrows and walk away. We magicians can't reveal our secrets. I would do that one. And then different jokes. Like when I bought the razor blades, I didn't think it was very funny with Halloween coming up and everything else. Some idiot stuck an apple in the package, so be very careful when
nice.
you go shopping.
There you
That's
go.
So
funny.
you would come up with all of these
Right.
different type of jokes for when you're doing it. But I would, build it around my illusions to make it work in a comedy club. I mean, basically that's what you had to do.
Yeah, exactly. And what do you think about the Penn and Tellers and those types of comics? Are they, or magicians, are they helping elevate, or are they distract magic? Or what's your take on it?
Well, actually, I was very fortunate to meet Penn and Teller and Chris Angel. I worked for. I used to give Chris Angel magic lessons as a kid, as a matter of
Oh,
fact.
wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I worked on his TV show, Mind Freak. I was one of the consultants on that.
Nice.
And David Copperfield and all the magicians, everything. It's actually a small little group. And the amazing Jonathan, I got to spend some time with him out in Las Vegas too. And I mean, everybody has a unique angle. And I think that's what the gimmick is. You have to find your uniqueness, something that makes you different from somebody else. The jokes, in my opinion, I really don't think the material really matters, but when they're coming from a specific person, they could be funny or they could just bomb. when you find what works for you, just keep it. And, you know, I know it's hard, and the hardest thing is making it look fresh when you're doing it all the time. You know this, right? You're out there working, always making it look fresh, especially you're doing the news. It's hard to make it look fresh. And
She does the news on 105.3 FM. Every day.
every day, 109.6, right?
She's the Hollywood.
103.9 FM.
The
LI
Hollywood.
News Radio. LI in the AM.
Hey, she used the radio voice. She used the radio voice. Yes, I love it. That was pretty impressive, Jeannie. Now, Jeannie, when you're also getting prepared to do your Hollywood hit list on that station,
103.9.
103.9 LI News Radio. Anyway, when you're doing that stuff,
Yes.
how much preparation goes into it, and when you do write jokes for that?
I don't necessarily write jokes. A lot of it is off the cuff because me and my co-host, we're very different. We have very different personalities. We have very different interests. I'm very much into action movies in the Marvel Universe and DC and Star Wars, and he is not. Like, I love Game of Thrones. He does not.
Really?
He loves really dumb movies. I do
weirdo.
not.
He sounds kind
And
of
his
boring.
name is Jay Oliver.
Jay Oliver.
He's so boring.
Now,
But we've been co-hosting together at the morning show for I think it's 6 years now.
Wow, good.
So we do have a good rapport together. We make each other laugh on the show, and I will outright call him a liar when I know he's lying to me. But there is not a lot of there is a lot of prep work. We get the stories ahead of time, hours ahead of time, or right then and there. It comes through this network that we have. All radio stations get it. All TV shows.
Breaking news.
Yes, it really is.
nice.
It comes from ABC, and so we get the stories.
I've watched your live feed a few times, and it seems like you are in a different, like you're in the booth, and he's in another room.
I'm in the studio actually.
Oh,
and he's
okay.
in the booth.
Oh, okay. So is there a little disconnect, or are you just cool with hearing them on the headphones? Or?
Sometimes there's a disconnect because there could be a delay sometimes, or he's on the road and he has to call in, or I have to call in. So we can't have him come over the speaker like we used to. So sometimes that's hard and people can't hear him, but that's just the way we have to do it right now in the airport studio. So
Very cool. And could you just do your sign on again with your radio voice?
when I sign on or when I sign off?
Do your sign on since we're in the middle of the show.
Well, they do. Well, so they do the song for me, and he usually introduces me. But when I'll just do the sign off. So I'll be like,
Okay.
and I'm Jeannie Powers, and that's your Hollywood hit list here on LI News Radio 103.9. It's they have the music, so it's weird. It's different. So
No,
it's
I like. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I like doing this.
So it's like LI
Well,
in the
let's
AM.
give her a score now.
You
Genie
can. They'll be giving me
superpower.
zeros over there.
I give you a 3.
I'm not that good.
Jessica, we're talking about premises and what these guys have just gone through and did a pretty decent job at it, Arnie and
Yes.
Bruce. When writing your material, how important is the premise and how much thought do you put into it, or are you just going for jokes, or walk me through your process?
Well, a lot has changed over 10 years. I used to try to write things that were real, and now I realize my life really isn't all that funny. I thought it was funny because I was trying to cope with like depression.
Yes,
But
indeed.
now I'm like, you know what? I could embellish this. I can make it actually funny. The key is just cutting everything down. And I'm a talker, obviously. I will talk forever. I like to tell stories. But if it's not funny all throughout, if you don't have good killer punchlines all throughout a story, then it's not worth telling the story. Just cut it down, get to the point, and make it funny, really funny. So I used to think, well, I could do like 30, 40 minutes. Now I'm like, I could do 15 and do really well, you know. So it's just tough. I'm changing my whole process recently. So all I could tell you guys is just try it out. If it doesn't get a laugh every time, throw it away or just cut it down. Just get there faster. Change it up. Just try different things. And sometimes I think something gets a laugh and I realize, no, it really doesn't. So always record yourself. If you can get video, even better, because then you could see all the weird things you're doing. Like when I started, I used to tell a punchline and then put the mic away from my mouth for some reason. It was just like a weird tick that I did. So,
So you stopped doing that after you watching it?
yes.
Very, very good. And now being engaged to a very seasoned comedian, Kevin Downey Jr. Do you guys talk about comedy?
Oh, yeah. He's
Like-
been my mentor for 2 years. So when something's not funny, he'll just flat out tell me, like, you need to stop doing that. It doesn't work. It's never worked.
Is he harsher than
stop.
Jeannie, or is he a little
Oh,
nicer
yeah.
than Jeannie?
Way harsher.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And I think that's why I'm so attracted to him and her.
Very nice.
I
Very
think
good.
I'm going to up the score now.
I like
right.
the abuse for some reason.
Is everybody ready for round 3?
Yeah.
This is our fun round with the Gagoots. Gagoots, how are you doing over there, buddy? I know you've been sitting around itching at the
I'm
bit.
doing all right. I got a lot of deliveries to make it tonight. I'm coming around right now.
Okay, so what we're going to ask you guys to do is we'll start with Arnie. We'll go this round first, so both of you guys can just come out. Arnie sits here, and then Gagoots will sit over there. And while we're doing that, I will read this, and we're going into round 3, everybody. Round 3. Yes. When performing stand-up comedy, comedians should know how to handle hecklers and be able to roast a person at the drop of a dime. So this round, these comedians will have to face off and trade insults with the Gagoots for 3 minutes. This will test each comedian's roasting skills and their comeback joke chops. Comeback joke chops, everybody. So let's welcome the Gagoots is here.
Hey, hello, everybody. Alfredo Gagoots, celebrity chef.
Alfredo Gagoots is here. He's got his pizza.
I got in my own box right here. I'm a chef. Don say to me, hey, you do the show, you may do some insult. So the only way I can insult is if I cook something. So right now I got a real nice recipe for agita right here. I got calzone on ghoul for this guy over here.
Benny likes to, the Gagoots likes to insult on a full stomach, so he's always eating some spicy meatballs, and we're getting ready to do this. So,
If you smell something funny, it's not me, it's Jeannie. Jeannie, I love you, you know that. Long time, I love you. You got some great judges here.
Oh, we got terrific. A hand for the judges. Thank you guys again
You
for
got a
coming
great-
out, being a part of the show. Definitely.
I clap for you,
I used
Jeff.
to see Scott in Toronto when he had hair. That's how long I know this guy.
Is that
He
why
is
you
insulted.
recognize
I
him?
love it. He was to tell you about the act. He got some great act. I seen him do a 2-hour show. Long. He put people. He made a chopped meat out of some girl. He made a chopped meat out of her, and then she left as a meatball hero. He's a great magician, and I love it, Jessica. I love Jessica and Jeannie. Love it. Mwah.
Mwah.
And what do you think about these guys so far?
Oh, I'm
Gagoots?
gonna tell you what I think about these guys.
I'm gonna need
I
a
think
drink, please.
I think you use.
Grab my wine.
Yes, let's give them.
Yeah, you better drink the wine here.
Give the bitches their
And so they can be entertained at the insult genius of the Gagoots.
I would like to say that you scrape at the bottom of the barrel for these guys, but why would you waste a good barrel?
Oh, snap! Arnie, hey, move in a little closer so we get you on camera. Make sure the microphone is talking into the mic. Arnie, are you nervous about facing off for the Gagoots?
No, I think maybe I could handle it.
Oh,
Let's see.
all
Let's
right.
get it
That's
done.
what I want to hear. All right, so you guys ready? We got 3 minutes on the clock. This is an insult roast battle facing off against the mighty Gagoots and Arnie Price, and it starts now.
Do it.
Arnie, you're so ugly. If I was you, I'd shave my ass and walk backwards.
Really? Dr. Bombay said he came for a proctology test and he thought your mustache was your butt.
When you were young, you gave the teacher an apple and she put it in your mouth to make a pig roast.
She also told me you were trying to look for your penis. You need a periscope to look down there.
Yeah? You think so? You're going to find out about it on my periscope later. We're going to have a submarine race. You're going to be racing for my submarine, you son of Donamici.
Wait, you said you're Italian. Look at the hands, the little midget hands.
Well,
You
yeah, I
got a
got
little
it.
midget, that'd be the little pee-pee.
The little pee-pee. You're going to see my cream-filled cannoli in a little while. Okay, wait. This guy getting me real mad over here. You look like you come from the land of a misfit Mama Luke's.
That's right. I was from the land of Wizard of Oz. You were the little monkey. Go on.
You're a marvel of medical science. You can sit on your ass and talk through your ass at the same time.
I saw you at ShopRite the other day picking up a case of Depends for adults. You need them?
You're so ugly, you make a Mr. Potato Head look like a Brad Pitt.
You so fat that when they made the moon, you blocked it. They call you Eclipse.
You go to Mavis Tire to get your girlfriend repaired.
My girlfriend repaired? I don't got a girlfriend. I got a boyfriend.
Yeah, Blow Up Doll's got a penis too. You got a two-way Blow Up Doll.
You say you're a cook? Working at White Castle don't make you a cook.
White Castle. Next time I cook something, they're not gonna find your body.
You cut me into pieces and
Yeah,
make me
we're
a
good.
pepperoni.
I'm gonna make an Arnie souffle. What's into the pie? I'm gonna make a pizza pie. You wanna chop the Arnie on that? You want a sausage?
Sausage.
It would be a little sausage. I'm sorry.
A little sausage.
Yeah.
Wait. Look at this finger again. You've been playing with that finger in the butthole? What's going up around there?
You want to talk? You know you look like a live-action Barney Rubble.
That's it. I was next door. I was Fred Flintstone. You were Barney, and I was doing Barney.
Oh my God! What kind of guy you got over here? What do you put me with a Pinocchio?
Pinocchio, and you are.
Pinocchio, you know Pinocchio.
I got Pinocchio down there.
Yeah, Pinocchio. It means. Yeah, watch The Sopranos.
How Pinocchio's a pig?
No.
You're Jiminy Cricket like this.
Yeah.
10 seconds, 10
Butana
seconds. Give me your
Angulu.
best last ones, Arnie. Arnie, you go first, quickly.
Oh, I don't know. Look, if I look it under his hat, you could see. If you take the hat off, you see the brains coming out. Like, they come flying out of there.
If I take this off, I got a hat on.
Oh!
And time is up. Oh, that was fun one, guys. Very good roasting battle. Gagooch versus Arnie Price. We'll let the
Gagooch is
judges.
good.
Nice guy.
The judges will deliberate right now. Arnie, how do you feeling about that?
Oh, I got some in. You got me.
That was.
I think I got you pretty well.
When was the last time you had like a rank out battle like that, like a snap
How long
session?
ago were we, Bruce?
So it's fun, right? It gets
Yeah,
you
my
energy.
wife puts me down all the time.
Gagooch,
Are you
how
gonna
do you
make
think
it
Arnie
disappear?
did to you, Gagooch?
I got a bag of cement with his name on it.
Finish my set at home.
I got a nice shoes. I'm gonna make them for you. You go straight down to the pool.
Well,
No, he's a nicer guy.
yeah, I think it was a pretty good
I'm
back
hungry
and forth.
now. Make some food.
Yeah, it was a pretty good round. Let's talk to Scott. Scott, how'd they do?
Oh, you gonna make me go first, huh? You know what? I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a
Wow,
6.
very good, very good.
And you know why? Because sometimes trying is half of the game, you know? You weren't afraid to speak up and speak what's on your mind. It's hard to get a joke right off the top of your head. A lot of, when somebody heckled you, you've never been heckled on stage, have you?
No.
Good. Let's keep it that way. But, yeah, I think 6. Yeah, I'll give you a 6.
I'll take
That's
it.
all.
A 6 from Scott.
You
Intrapunti.
didn't seem sure about that 6.
Interrunti.
I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a
Okay.
6.
Jeannie, what do you give?
He's never been heckled before, so I'm giving him a 6.
Okay. Well, since, me and Benny, Gagoots, or whatever he wants to be called right now.
He's the Gagoots.
He's got a split personality disorder.
He's a Mario brother tonight. That's what
We used to do a show together for a very long time over at Madhouse TV that we co-hosted, and he never made me laugh.
She's a tough one, man.
That's not true.
It is true.
Bob Dylan. You laugh at the Bob Dylan. I got you on the camera live saying, "Oh, Betty,
You
that
know
was
who
a
made me
funny."
laugh? I still to this day, Tony Walker with his leg when he spun his leg.
Yeah, we got that on the tape too.
And I fell off. I
What
didn't
else do you
know
have
he had
on
a fake
tape?
leg. But this is the first day that Benny made me cackle. He made me cackle.
History in the making, folks.
Oh, you're making me so happy.
I know,
Jessica's
and
jealous
because of
now.
that,
Jessica, you jealous?
I gave him a
bit.
tip.
Whoa, it's too far.
I felt like Benny roasted him more
Yeah.
than
The Gagoots
I
is a
did.
roast master.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
going to take on Jeff Ross soon.
And maybe that it's because it was the first time you were heckled. You need more practice at that. You need more hecklers.
Yes,
You need more.
it's a tough one.
You
It's
need, you
tough.
need to do more crowd work.
It's tough going up against the Gagoots. Now, Jessica, you jealous
It was
that
the
Jeannie,
penis
that
thing.
Jeannie was laughing her ass off at the Gagoots and still has yet to laugh at you?
Very.
What did you think about this roast battle and how Arnie did?
Well, I feel like Gagoots had more time to prepare, probably. Am I right?
Yes, that's right. It takes a time to prepare to cook up or something like these.
Yeah. Takes a few days, huh?
Yeah, it takes a few days and a few good friends.
To be fair, I wouldn't say that I'd give Benny a higher score.
Oh!
Oh, I just got soft again.
Just like the inside of a cannoli.
Right. And you've been doing comedy how long? 2 years?
Me?
Yeah.
4 months, 5 months.
Brand spanking
Oh,
new.
that's-
Brand spanking new.
Yeah.
I thought you said like a couple of years.
Yeah, didn't
Well,
he
they
say
took
2
the
years?
class a while ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, Bruce has been doing it
Bruce
longer.
Ah.
And Bruce
okay.
inspired
I took it in
Arnie.
July.
Okay. Well, you have not been heckled yet, but what you should know is that you should have prepared lines for hecklers. You don't know that yet because you're brand spanking new. So I gave you a 4 because I think you handled yourself very well on the
Thank you.
fly. I saw you wrote some stuff down and you were somewhat prepared, but no one can prepare for Gagoots.
The Gagoots!
Thank you.
The Gagoots!
No one.
I don't kid you not.
Let's switch out. We'll switch out. We'll bring Bruce in. So, judges, let me ask you. I'll start with you, Jessica, since you've recently just did a performance last night in Connecticut,
Yeah,
Which
I was
you
drunk
killed.
for that too.
and you were drunk. Now, when
Shocking.
I don't know the last time you actually had to go face on with a heckler or an annoying person in the crowd, but you talked about having some stock anecdotes. Take me through some of the what do you got in stock? What's
Oh,
some of
I
the-
got nothing. Absolutely nothing. When somebody starts talking to me, I just want to talk to them back. And that's a really bad habit that I have to break. So do as I say, not as I do, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I would probably literally get into a fist fight, which there also is video of me on the Gugut show of me trying to knock somebody out.
Wow,
totally
And
really?
I climbed on top of them and started punching them.
Because they heckled you?
They weren't being very nice.
I'm
Wow,
going
who-
to masturbate to that later.
I might also. Do that.
I'll send you the tape.
Thank you, Benny.
Me and he was like, "Ow, you hurt me."
Who is this? Who is this?
I don't know,
Could you say?
some clown?
We
Oh,
don't mention
literally
the
a clown?
names. No names.
No
You
names.
know,
Yeah,
no names. But
I actually don't remember his name.
I do. I remember the guy's name. Gene, I know where he lives. All you got to do is you give me the word. I take care of this.
I think we can't say his name because that guy might be a judge. No. I don't know if Benny
I
booked
don't
him for a
think you would
future.
have
No, I don't think.
No, we don't want him back. But I just got to say, this is all true.
We got a little dance going on over here. How you doing?
This isn't true, and we do have it on tape. And Jeannie was punching the guy, but the guy was trying to flirt with Jeannie.
And
He
Jeannie
was
don't
a
take
flirt,
that.
but that wasn't no nice.
Yeah,
She is Jeannie's
Are
superpowers
you
for a
gonna
reason,
punch
folks.
me? Like
Um,
you flirting with you?
I think you'd want that. So no.
Yeah, you're right.
well, Scott, when dealing like
Yes, hi, Don.
in magic,
Yeah.
the heckler is even more of a disturbance because you're trying to do something and then maybe they're like, I could see the string or whatever. It's more of it's more of a disruptance than heckling in a stand-up act. It's still equally a pain in the ass. I'm not a guy who likes hecklers, but in magic, when you got to break your stride, if you're like, I don't know if you're a performer like Doug Henning or something, doing the dance, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, I see it, and then you got to stop what you're doing. The dove is already flew out of your sleeve. what do you do then?
Well, the good thing in magic is if you're working with music, nobody heckles you because they're all watching and they feel that if they shout out, it's in the middle of the show.
Right.
When you talk to them, they want to talk back to you. So, you know, and you
that's
got
a
to
good
make sure
point.
you don't suck. That's the
Right,
other
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So if you're doing something and you can see the string, you deserve to be heckled, you know.
Right.
But that's where, you know, the comedy comes in. And you go, the string.
Right.
No, sir, it's not a string. It's a rope. It's a rope. I'm testing your vision. What's your name? Come on up here. Give him a nice round
Oh,
of
there you go.
applause.
Yeah, nice.
And now you got him. And now he's playing
Nice.
your game. You got to remember, you know, the confidence, especially with magic, you really need a lot of confidence to pull off a bunch of bullshit. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And you're selling it. You're selling it. When I tell you, oh, we have 2 pieces of rope the exact same size, blah, 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 I know exactly what's going on, but I'm lying to you like throughout the entire show. So the confidence in the way you deliver it. The audience knows if you're really confident, they'll back off even if they see something. They'll just kind of do one of these things.
Yeah, right. They're
I'll
not
tell you
gonna-
real fast, though. There was one trick that I used to open my show with. It was called Orange, Lemon, and the Egg. And it was done with, guess what? An orange, a lemon, and an egg. Wow, you can't fool you people. No, but I would do that.
You people.
You people. Well, I'm sorry, isn't that politically correct now? You people? We're not going to do the he, her, that. Anyway, I would do an orange, lemon, and egg, and a signed handkerchief. I would make them all vanish except for the orange. I couldn't make the orange. And then the music would cut out, and I'd take the orange, take out a switchblade, go like that, and peel open the orange. Inside the orange was the lemon. Now, the reason why I opened with this trick is then I would take the lemon, and as I would go like this, you could almost hear. You could almost hear in the audience. Sometimes I could actually hear it. All the wise guys go, here, watch. Inside's going to be the egg.
Right.
So you know exactly who those
So that's
people
what they're
are already.
anticipating.
So this is my little break right there to know exactly what type of audience I'm dealing with. When he goes, watch.
Right,
He wants to be Mr. Big Man. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and then you crack open the egg and he goes, watch. Inside's going to be the handkerchief with the signature on it. You know.
Right.
And then I do it, and there it is. Blah 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 blah. So I know exactly who's going to be the wise ass that has to try and fool, and just stay away from him. Just stay away. Don't even try to.
Win 'em
Combat
over,
with,
just
no,
leave 'em.
just look right over their heads. Don't even give them eye contact throughout the whole show. I would use them with the straitjacket, though. I save them for the end.
Right.
You know,
right.
the
Oh,
end
yeah,
of the
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Because now it's like, oh, you're the biggest Girl Scout in the troop. Come on, make it tighter. You got all of that stuff.
Right,
and you
right,
want that combativeness. So
Now-
you know where to use the
Well, that's
certain
when you
people.
gotta pull the egg and the handkerchief out of that guy's ass.
No,
Yeah,
you can't do
like
that,
that.
either, you know?
No,
'Cause
you
I
can.
basically
I
work
believe in you.
And what do you do if you have like?
I believe in you. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can do
That's
it.
funny.
You can
That's
do it.
funny. You can do it. I believe in you.
What do you do if you have an audience member like Jeannie in there, just looking at you straight faced, and just sitting there like, let's see the face.
It's all right.
There it is.
It's all right.
What do you do when you got that?
Generally, I smile because I got a money. That's it.
I couldn't tell you the last time I paid for a show.
Yeah,
good.
amen to that. That's what's good about being in the biz, right?
Hey,
Being the
that's
Hollywood
right, too.
reporter
That's-
for 99 FM
That's good
radio.
There's always a price.
We have one more. We have another round of insults for the Gagoots.
Yes.
The Gagoots is itchy. Look at him.
Hi, I'm itchy.
He
I'm
wants
ready
to
to go.
get going.
You know, the
He-
sequel is never as good as the first
yeah,
one.
well, I think the Gagoots.
I'm a better the second time around. I'm like a leftover pizza. I taste the better the second time around, especially if you're drunk as
I was going to
shit.
say, you got to be really hungover.
If you're really drunk, I taste as good as a moldy pizza the
I
second
love
time.
pizza right now.
Gagoots, I believe in
Okay.
you. Bruce, how are you feeling, Bruce? You can come a little closer to the Gagoots so we can get you, make sure you're on the camera for our
Not
audience.
too close.
Because we have thousands of people on Facebook Live watching us right now. Thousands.
Both of these guys, I think you got a couple of Pinocchios over here. Both of them, they want to jump on my bones.
Nose is one of my family. What can I say?
A lot of
Okay,
So-
we ready? Because
Well, let me just talk to Bruce really quick.
All right.
Bruce, watching the Gagoots in action and seeing how it went down with Arnie, your buddy. Are you now saying, all right, I'm going to do this for Arnie. I'm going to take him out for my buddy?
I tell you, the team over here, Team Whitestone is going to do it.
Team Whitestone Queens, everybody. I believe my dad was from Whitestone Queens also.
You believe?
You don't know.
I think he was there at East Meadow. He'll let me know he's watching tonight. Dad, if you know these guys from school back in the 40s or whatever it was you guys graduated, no, I'm just kidding. that was just an old man joke. Anyway, let's keep it going with the Gagoots. Gonna rock it. We're gonna put 3 minutes on the clock. Bruce, I believe in you, man. I think you got some
Okay.
fire in your belly. I think you've seen it. You kind of know what to expect now.
Okay.
You're gonna size
Let's see
it
what
up.
happens.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Roast it.
Bruce, when you were born, the doctor wore a hazmat suit.
Roots, if I had a face like yours, I'd sue my parents.
Oh!
A face like mine, you look like the illegitimate child of a Stan Laurel and the Wicked Witch of the West.
You got something on your chin. No, the third one down.
Oh!
Bruce, you got a face only Dr. Frankenstein could love.
I love what you've done to your hair. How did you get it to come out of your nostrils?
Oh, son of a bitch, I shave with my damn nostril, I swear to God. When you were born, instead of handing out cigars, your father gave out condoms with your picture on it and a caption that said, "Don't let this happen to you."
Your birth certificate is an apology letter from the condom factory.
Whoa. If idiots could fly, you would be a space shuttle.
I'm jealous of people that don't know you.
That's funny.
Really? Oh, hey. Hey. Ding, ding, yeah, okay. I heard he got me all confused
he
over
stumped
here.
the Gagoots.
Okay. No, I know. Nobody's stumping me.
Keep
I
it going,
give you a
Gagoots. We got
stump.
2 minutes left.
Bruce, you performed at a home for the elderly, and in 10 minutes it turned into a cemetery.
I'd slap you, but that'd be animal abuse.
The last time I saw a noser like yours, it was attached to a surfboard.
I'm busy now. Can I ignore you some other time?
When you were born, instead of handing out cigars, no, I gotta repeat, you son of a bitch. President Trump wants to build a wall around you.
Don't feel bad. There are many people who have no talent.
Oh!
Have no talent. Yeah, good luck. You start at 75 years old. Gonna be a stand-up comedian. Yeah. You're gonna make them laugh into the friggin' son of a bitch in the hospital. You bastard on it. In the ER, you're gonna make them laugh because I'm gonna stick my foot so far up your ace. It's gonna take 3 people to get my foot out. I'm gonna give you a colonoscopy with my kids. A kid's colonoscopy.
You're so ugly, you scared the crap out of the toilet.
If there was a hole of morons, your statue would be out front.
Why don't you slip into something more comfortable, like a coma?
You're so stupid, that the only reason you don't go into a pool hole is because you can't swim.
I'd like to kick your teeth in, but why should I? It may improve your looks.
Oh, man.
We're getting down to 15 seconds.
If idiots could fly, you would be a space shuttle. Did I repeat that?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, man. Your feet smell so bad they're considered weapons of a mass destruction.
Some babies were dropped on their heads, but you were clearly thrown against the wall.
And time!
You should be on the stage. You should be on the stage. Get under it. Son of a bitch.
Wow, that was good. Bruce coming
That
in
was
with some
very good.
haymakers.
Right,
Bruce with the
Gagoots.
haymakers. Wow. Bruce, how you feeling after that?
All right. I still got a lot to learn from the master, though.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
You guys did great. That
Nice.
was great. That was a lot of fun. Gagoots, what do you think about your opponent there in Bruce?
I think this guy was prepared. Because now the first show we did, people, they were not prepared for this.
Yeah.
Now they watch the show. And they're going to be prepared, and that's good. I got to up
Now you
my
gotta
game
up
now.
the game.
Now
Good.
I got to probably put a little force on some people to get some jokes.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to put the squeeze on some guys. Someone come here. I'm going to hang out at the comedy club when they take the class. And then give me the goddamn joke. Give me a joke. You got to pay. Some people you got to pay protection. You got to pay protection from the Gagoots because I got to beat the shit out of you for some good jokes.
Gagoots is getting. He does not like.
No.
insulted.
Now it's a competition.
Yeah,
The first time it was easy. They didn't know what the hell was going on. These guys, they're like, oh,
Yeah, these guys are
we're
ready.
gonna get to the
Yeah.
Gagoots
They were
now.
prepared.
Now it's a war.
Now it's war. Let's start off with Jeannie. Jeannie, what do you think about all of this?
I thought he stumped the Gagoots more than once. More
I think
than
Benny was
once.
Wow.
thrown a little bit.
Yeah.
Slightly.
I mean, he was so unprepared.
I told you that sequel was not going to be good. Should have won away like Eddie Murphy did, wait another 40 years before you come back. I gave him a 9.
Wow!
Wow.
A 9
Jeannie
from
Powers.
Jeannie Simon Cowell Powers. Just gave you a 9.
I must be drunk.
She's been drinking up the wine.
I wasn't like The Godfather Part 3.
So what do you, Jessica? How about you? What's your score?
Well, now I feel like a dick,
You should.
but I gave you an 8.
Whoa!
Oh, very good.
Wow! What do you have to say about his roasting skills, Jessica?
I thought they were pretty good. A couple of them didn't hit, but that's okay
There was just one really good one for me, and I can't even remember it now.
because you're drunk like me. So
Yeah, he was. It was a good give and take. It was a good give and take.
yeah, I see that he stuck.
Oh, the
to,
jealousy one.
He stuck to what he wrote, which was great. He didn't get thrown off by Gagootz's insults and try to respond to them. He just kept going, which was really impressive. Good job.
Excellent.
Very good.
Great score. Great score. Scott, what do you think about this roast battle?
Let's see. He was prepared. I didn't go as high as these two ladies did, but I'll tell you something. I did give you a 7.
7.
I love it.
I did give you a 7 because you
Very
were
good.
prepared, and I liked the way you delivered. I didn't like some of them, like Jessica said, didn't hit. But you know, at least you weren't stumbling like I'm doing right now.
It's
Who wants to buy an eraser?
Gagoots, everybody.
For a
Thank
dollar.
you. The Gagoots, our roast master.
Anytime. I
coming
see you
out.
next week.
We'll see
You'll
you.
get a pizza. You'll get a pizza.
We all get
You'll
pizzas,
a pizza.
everybody.
Yay.
Right
Still
here
got pizzas?
in govsradio.com. So to all of our Facebook fans watching and listening right now, please leave some comments below. Let us know what you're thinking. All positive things, please. Just because of my ego, I need to have few positive things and not negative. How about you? You want them to? What do you want them to comment on live?
Oh,
Facebook.
live? You liked the show, and I had a blast. I'll tell you, you know.
Well, we're still.
And I saw your other shows. I think it's like 1.5. I had to go out and feed the cat, so I never went back on.
Right.
YouTube wasn't working. It was like the mouse and then
Yeah.
all kinds. But yeah. And that was before, actually, when Benny had just mentioned that the show was on, just to check it out, to see what it was about. Then when he said you wanted to be on it, I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Awesome. Well, we're glad you're here, Scott, because you're adding so much to this. It's I never really had time to talk one with a magician before, so it's pretty cool. I want to know all the secrets. And
They never reveal their secrets?
Nah.
Ever?
well, I think we gotta get him some wine, and maybe then he'll tell us a couple.
Hey, it's a start.
There's always Google.
I'll get it out.
Because you do it all. You've sawed people in half. You make them disappear. You make them float.
Well, it's hard now, Magic, because of YouTube and people are revealing secrets, and you can find a lot of secrets in the book. So that's why when I worked with Chris Angel, we came up with all original illusions, so which was a real challenge. But it had 8 seasons of Mind Freak on A&E,
that
so that was
show.
good. That was a lot of fun.
Long Island through and through, Chris Angel. I mean, he's got the Long Island accent like no other.
That's true. That's true.
When I'm picking up on his accent, then you know it's there. But I love him. I love he's from Long Island. He makes us proud, and I think he's good. Guys like him, would you say, are good for the magic community, or are they? Do you have mixed feelings about guys like him?
Anybody who does magic is good for the magic community, including the guy who revealed all the magic tricks.
Oh, the unmasked guy.
Yeah, the masked magician.
Yeah.
I had a show out here playing at Arena Players for a whole summer, and I opened the night after he did his first The Masked Magician.
Oh wow!
And I was like mortified. I knew I was going to be there for 2.5 months, and I was like, "How am I going to do this?"
Yeah, it's good.
And it turned out that only people who like magic watched those shows, and didn't care how the tricks done. They would judge people on how good it looked. And it was amazing that my show was fine. After the secrets were just revealed, I was still getting rounds of applause and everything else, and I was, But
Because either way, it's clever.
it's
it's
very
cool.
clever. I'm telling you, some of these illusions that people perform, I'm standing right there, and it looks so real when the girl's middle next to
Yeah,
her and
it
everything
looks
else.
like, yeah.
I don't even want to put it back together. It's just like, come on, honey, let's go. Put a gag in the top thing, open up the bottom box, bing, bang, boom. You know, that's it. It's
Half
showtime.
is all I need
I got a
anyway.
question. I got a question for you. You know the new one? There's a TV show, The Carbonara Effect, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Carbonara
Michael Carbonara.
You
He's
know that
another
guy?
one from Long Island. Sure.
Yeah, he's
He-
from Suffolk County. I think he's from
He's
Oakdale
amazing.
or
I mean,
Salem
I
or
don't,
something.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does these things either, but I watch his show and I just shake
He's a
your
great
head.
guy, Michael. He really is.
Unbelievable,
And
that
very
show.
creative stuff.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Yeah.
So
I
Is
saw
that the hard part?
yesterday. These guy's trying a pair of shoes. The guy takes a shoe off, and now there's a scorpion in the shoe.
yeah.
Where the hell did it come from?
Fuck that. I don't like that joke. I don't like that one.
When you're coming up with new magic tricks, is it a difficult process or?
Yeah, because there's props involved and everything else. And you really don't get a chance to try it out, so you're basically, trying to figure out ahead of time. Well, the easy part is there's only so many laws of nature you could break, which constitutes magic, Gravity, you defy gravity, you read minds, this and that. You have a very small box, but trying to make it always look different is the hard part. But I think when writing comedy, it's apples and oranges. But
I was going to say,
comedy is-
do you look at comics and be like, huh, you got it easy because I got to write jokes and do magic?
Well, they get to carry a microphone. I got to carry a truck and a microphone. So it's a big
That's
difference.
your choice, buddy.
It's not even my choice, though. It really,
Jessica?
it's different. It's different.
How many animals have you killed?
Oh, the night's not over yet.
You're next.
Hilarious.
Jessica, have you ever had to follow a magician?
No.
And I heard it's very difficult to follow a magician and a juggler. And I've followed a juggler once. It was the worst night of my comedy life. That's why I quit stand-up.
It is hard to follow both of those because
I'm
it's
sorry.
different. It's different
You
senses.
quit over a juggler?
No.
Okay.
I'm
But it's
I'm
different.
exaggerating.
It's different senses because it's a visual thing.
Yes.
And all of a sudden now for a comedian to get up there where it's not a visual thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it almost seems like something's missing.
You're
So-
right.
And that's a big thing. Now, MCs that do magic, one trick here, one trick there, it's okay because it's short little spurts. But to follow a magician,
It's hard.
I mean, I used to open up for a couple of different people. I'm trying to think of the guy with the shoe, the Italian guy from Howard Stern show. You might remember. Cooper, Pat Cooper.
Pat Cooper, yes.
Right? And I opened up for him. I actually worked with him only because
Nobody
we were
else wanted
Italians.
to-
We
Oh,
were
yeah,
Italians,
yeah, yeah.
and there was an intermission. So I did the first half of the show, 45 minutes, and he did his hour and 15 at the second half of the show. But working with him, that was, he didn't like magicians. he liked me, but
Yeah, but coming even for Pat Cooper to follow a magician is tough.
yeah. But
Yeah.
you have the intermission and everything else, and his first line was, "Oh, so what do you think of the guy? All right, I was gonna make him disappear. We're gonna keep him." That was it. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah, very
and
good.
my line was, most people go home and watch. You could be watching David Copperfield tonight, even though you didn't have a special. But
Yeah, yeah.
you didn't. You didn't. You came out here to see me. You came out here to see me tonight, and you'd wait for somebody in the audience. We didn't come to see you. We came to see Pat Cooper. Pat Cooper? Well, you're in luck, ladies and gentlemen. For my finale, I'm going to make Pat Cooper appear on the stage. Let's see Copperfield do that. And I would take the mic and throw it on the stage like that. The
Mic
place
drop.
would go crazy.
Mic drop. Very
The place
good.
would go crazy.
Yeah.
You
So
learn
Pat
how to
Cooper
make
was.
it work.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So Pat Cooper says, "I love that. Keep that in."
Very good.
And that was it.
Cool.
I'm sorry, I
The
banged
great,
the microphone.
the
Totally
great
fine.
Pat Cooper. Jeannie,
I almost forgot his name.
do you know any magic tricks?
No.
Do
Yeah,
you,
you do.
Yeah.
can you can make
make a round
the nose disappear?
It's because I'm married.
I would
Jeannie,
love-
have you ever done stand-up?
No.
Okay.
I like being behind the mic in the radio station.
Yeah,
I like
okay.
not
Just
being
curious.
able to see who's turning me off.
Have you ever tried it?
No.
You should try it. I just
No,
think,
I'm
just
okay
to
with
get
that.
out of your just once. In your
No,
life.
I'm fine with
Just
that.
so Jessica
I
can
used to
sit in
be
the
called
audience.
this, you know,
With a straight face.
I would
I've
love
been around
that.
comedy
Let's do
for
it.
many years. And
But she wouldn't sit with a straight face. She'd be rolling on
Yeah,
the
she would
floor.
love. She would love
I-
everything. She would love it all.
they used to call me the sit-down comedian. because I was always like doing the podcast or on the radio or.
Because you're
you
a
know,
lazy bitch.
That too. That too. But you know what? I have enough fucking jobs. Excuse my
That's
language.
true, you
I
do.
do. I'm a professional photographer. I work with Live Nation and
Wow.
JVC Broadcasting.
Very good.
You know, I used to do 3 of their stations. Now, you know, I just do the LI News Radio, the LI and the AM from 6 to 9 a.m. So I do that, and then you know, I also work at Honda that I've been at for 14 years.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
you know,
keep it
I
busy.
got
And you're a mom. Hello.
yes,
And a
and I'm
mom.
a mom. I have 2.
That's not
even
a
the,
job.
Shut.
I
right
really
now.
like her.
Let me tell you something
She's
about
a
it not
firecracker.
being a job. And even though my children are 24 and 20, I'm telling you right now, it gets harder as they get older.
Yeah,
you think they're bad when they're 2? They ain't bad when they're 2.
It's a
They're bad when
whole-
they're 24 and they're 20.
Whole different
It is
problems.
A
Can you bail me out?
Whole different world
it's
of
a
problems.
whole. It's all different. It's different worries. It's a
Yep.
whole
Yeah.
another thing.
It
But
never
I work.
goes away.
I work a lot, and I have zero interest. People used to say to me all the time, and I'm friends with so many comedians, and I say to them all, I have zero interest about getting on stage. You know, I love what I do on radio. I really do. I love coming in here. That's why immediately I said yes to Benny when he asked me if I wanted to do this.
Yep.
I love coming here and doing this. I loved when I had the podcast here with Melanie Engler. Like, this is what I love doing.
Melanie.
I know I love Melanie.
We love you, Genie.
Thank you.
Superpowers.
It's motherfucking powers. but
Bruce.
Okay.
Get it right.
Bruce, have you ever
Have you heard her resume?
have you ever thought of adding incorporating magic into your stand-up?
Actually, it's funny you say that.
Uh-oh.
I have. I've actually joined something called The Ring.
Yes, the ring, the
And,
International Brotherhood of Magicians.
Exactly.
Whoa!
Wow.
Is this a cult?
Wow.
Tell me
And
everything.
Kind of is,
I've
yeah.
actually
It's a
attended a few of their meetings, but
Oh,
I've never
man,
really
I wanna know.
developed any of my skills yet. So, but you know,
What ring number?
well, I know they meet at the Long Island Jewish Hospital over there. I don't remember the
Oh,
name.
In the
okay, I don't know this
hospital,
one,
for
yeah.
Christ's sake.
Well, right off the LIA there.
Exactly
Yeah.
over there.
Make
Not
organs
because they've failed
disappear.
magicians that they meet at the hospital.
From
It's
the
just
morgue.
that.
I know that room well. It's a nice big,
Yeah.
big
yeah.
meeting room there.
Yeah. So I'm a
Kidneys.
member of the Ring.
Wow,
So
is that
next
like
time
the
you're there,
Illuminati?
you tell them Scott and
Oh, there you
Taranti
go.
said hello.
Scott and Taranti said hello, and is that part of the Illuminati? Because I was just
The
wondering.
Illuminati.
Because you look like you could be an Illuminati master.
The Illusionati.
Yeah,
I knew I loved
I
this.
have
you
the
are
light around me.
Freemason.
Yes, he looks like a Freemason. Arnie, how about you? You know any magic tricks?
No, not that it's worth talking about. I could do a few
Hides
card
things
tricks for the kids.
Yeah. You look like I bet you're the pull the finger guy. You know, that's
Oh, I
that's
do
your
that
big
too.
magic trick.
No, I got the coloring book that you know you could.
That's
Is
great.
it black?
I
You
want to know
know,
about the
He's
shirt.
more the whoopee cushion guy. Right?
Yeah.
I'm more the whoopee
Arnie's
cushion for
tie-dye?
sure.
Yeah. Did you make that shirt yourself?
Wait, how much?
No, this is my Woodstock
Are,
shirt.
Okay.
I've had this since
Are
1969.
you a Grateful Dead?
Wow.
No,
No.
I've had this since 1969.
Is that you actually wore that
Seriously?
to?
No, I didn't wear it for Woodstock, but I got it in fact Woodstock.
Tell me
Very
what
cool.
drugs you haven't done.
What haven't I done?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. I was a magician. I was a musician.
A magician.
I still play. I still play guitar. I was a lifeguard. I worked at a snack bar.
And you're
No,
you're into
I was-
fashion, right?
wait,
drugs.
I went to
Not
FIT.
Yeah, fashion.
Fashion
You
is.
went to FIT?
Yes, I did. I graduated from FIT.
Shut up.
I worked for
With
Saks Fifth
Fashion
Avenue.
Institute.
I did back, and I could show you. I have pictures of me modeling back then.
What
That was in
your,
1974.
What was your degree in at
But
FIT?
in
Yours.
business.
You went to FIT for business?
Yes, I also went there to get laid a lot.
Well, there's a lot of girls, but
Tons.
so you
Tons
just
of
have a
girls.
degree in business from FIT?
Yes. I worked in the fashion industry for years. I designed with Casa Blue.
was a
I
model.
worked for
I wanna
Molly
know what-
Parnish,
what
Pauline
did you
model?
We
Trujillo.
have to see these.
I used to remember. I'm married 40 years.
You have to send me some of your modeling photos.
I have one picture I could show you.
Send it to me so I can put it on our
Oh,
social.
you'll get a kick out of
because
that
everyone
one.
needs to see Arnie Price
I did a lot in
as
my
a
days.
handsome young devil.
My wife worked with Playboy.
Wow, these guys
wow,
are great.
Wow,
They
very
really
good,
are.
Yeah.
25 years.
Do you have the magazine?
Say again?
Do you have the magazine of your
the-
wife?
With her, yeah, I have every one of them.
Will you
Wow.
please send it to me?
No, now she was working for Playboy doing the magazines, sending them out to different places. She dealt with.
She's
No, this
not
was
in
after.
Playboy.
I
After.
thought she was like a centerfold.
Afterwards.
Yeah, come
and then
on,
she
man.
worked with Holly out in the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
She used to do shows with the
Mansion,
girls. That was fun.
I'm sure it was.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we got to keep it going, folks. We have to go
Ooh,
with the
there's
final
more?
round, round 4. This round is the round where they will do their stand-up, and we will go to Benny Rizzuti to explain what round 4 is.
Round 4, the best 3 minutes. This is the round that we've all been waiting for. This is where we get to see the best 3 minutes that each comedian has. This is the best of their stand-up sets. This will show us the skills that pay the bills.
Yes.
Ooh,
All right.
Very good.
All right.
So now we're going to start this one off. I believe Arnie started the last one off. So Bruce will start and do his stand-up set. This is your best 3 minutes, Bruce. Are you ready? Are you feeling confident, my friend?
Very confident.
All right, well, let me get my timer set to go, and we will be going. This is Bruce Lipsky, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Lipsky! There you go.
I just got a call from my 87-year-old dad. He said, "Hey, Bruce, guess what? A new comedy club just opened up in my neighborhood." I said, "Dad, what's it called?" He said, "Stand Up MRI." I said, I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I said, "But Dad, I'll never be able to perform there. I don't have a prescription." My wife just signed up for a goat yoga class. I'm not making this up. This, you lie on a mat. The goat roams around the studio, jumps on your back, and licks your ears. I said, "Oh, sure, you'll pay a goat to do that." She said he's got great technique and better breath. Recently, she dragged me to a yoga class. It was so embarrassing. The instructor came over and said, "You got such a cute mat over here. What does it say?" "Welcome." Unknown to me, this was a hot yoga class. 150 degrees, 40 people packed in a room the size of a walk-in closet. Please, let me know that was a goat's tongue. My wife just bought a dog. $3,000. And she said it's a designer dog. It's a cross between a bulldog and a shih tzu. I said, "Wow, that's a lot of bullshit." At breakfast, I said to my wife, "I hate this dog. He's completely taken over our bedroom. He lays on my side of the bed, sleeps on my pillow. He's disgusting. All he did was snore and fart." My wife said, "I thought that was you." And I don't know how, but I got the only dog in the world with restless leg syndrome. I haven't slept in 3 weeks. All night long, all he does is kick me. My wife says, "No, that was me." And veterinarian costs, they're killing me. We just went to the vet the other day. He said, "Mr. and Mrs. Lipsky, your dog is overweight and has high cholesterol." Right then I jumped in and I said, "Stop, before we go any further, I'm not going for the gastric bypass."
The last 30 seconds, Bruce.
I recently took my mother out to dinner, and right away she complained. It was so embarrassing. She said, "This is disgusting. It's the worst Greek salad I ever had." I said, "But Ma, we're in a Chinese restaurant." I went to my parents' home. I opened up their refrigerator. Just 2 words came to mind: food poisoning. Half the items there were past their expiration date. The Grey Poupon mustard was actually gray. I said to my dad, "How old is this meatloaf?" My dad said, "That's salmon."
And that is time. Bruce Lipsky, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Lipsky. How you feeling, Bruce?
Okay, tough stuff, tough crowds, you know?
It's not easy. I think it's performing for a smaller room is more difficult than performing for a bigger room.
I agree.
Yeah. So this is tough, and you already know that these judges are really truly judging hard on you guys, and I think it's well deserved. No, I'm
I was like, at first, I was like, "Oh, that's so nice."
All right, let's
5, 6, 7, 8.
we'll start with Scott. Scott, what do you think?
What do I think? I'm gonna give him an 8. I'm gonna give him an 8. I think there was some good material in there, and it's very hard in this room. You're not getting the response. You know, we've been here, what, an hour and 45 minutes, laughing, goofing off, and everything else, which is not, you know, you're closing a show. Basically, is what it is. You know.
Okay, Magic Man, stop talking.
Okay. You're right. An 8.
Thank you.
8. Very good score.
Good stuff.
Jeannie, what do you say?
He's such a Paula Abdul.
That's a setup here.
Okay, Simon, let's go.
A 4.
4.
And I was being generous. I wasn't really following the jokes at all. Well, okay, there was
You've
one.
been drinking.
No, I'm fine now.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, no, I am. You've been drinking.
Duh.
The goat one, I giggled at a point, but I think it just kept on going, and I was like, okay, stop with the goat. And then there was another one that I kind of giggled at towards the end. Don't even remember it now. See, that's the problem when I don't remember it. When I think something is very funny, and I don't know if that's a bad quality about me. That I'm so hard, that I'm so hard to impress that it takes a while for me to laugh at something. That it becomes almost insulting that I don't laugh at somebody and then I don't remember your jokes because.
I agree, but with what you said about the goat joke going too long, the Johnny Carson used to have a rule of 3. He would just do, if he got onto a hot subject, he would just do 3 tags, you know, your punchline, and then tag it, and he'd just do 3 tags, and that was it. He says once you go to the 4th one,
Right.
you start to lose the crowd. So I agree with you on that one. So Jessica, what do you say? And you are the Randy of this group.
Yo, dog. I gave you a 5, dog.
5.
Hey.
Because I feel you've been doing it for such a short amount of time and you are halfway there. And that is a really good thing, actually. So, it seems like you're a little bit of a one-liner.
The Henny Youngman style, yeah.
Yes. So with one-liners, you have to get to the punchline quickly. I agree with what Jeannie said about, I thought the goat yoga was hilarious, and then adding on to it was a little too long, but maybe if you were to make those tags shorter, it could be better. I liked it. I didn't hate it. I really actually liked it.
Do you do a lot of shows? Weekly?
No, I don't do weekly. I do maybe twice a month or so. Yeah.
Is that because you choose to, or?
Oh, it's a combination of things. I said earlier that, you know, being at a certain level in comedy, you can't really get on a show unless you bring people in a lot of
Right.
cases. So,
Or open mics.
and I have my comedy posse, I call it, but you know.
Right.
yeah.
Everybody does.
Well,
Exactly.
Bruce, look into that camera and tell everyone to come see you. And they could be your bringers.
Come see me and Arnie Price, okay?
Aw.
Very important.
Yes.
Very important.
Friends, I love it.
Looks out for his buddy.
Yes.
Looking out for his buddy. And that brings us to Arnie Price, who's getting ready to do his best 3 minutes. Arnie, how you feeling about it, pal?
I changed it up a little at the last minute for Jeannie. She'll understand the first joke. Hopefully she likes it, but I changed it up a little bit.
They are now redoing their
I
set
need to get my
just
score
for
up.
you, Jeannie. Wow.
I
Wow.
get my score up a little higher.
Wow.
Oh,
So
good legend.
that is a huge
I'm deducting points.
that's a huge
Well,
compliment
the
to our
second
joke.
half of
what
them
about
you'll
us?
appreciate.
Yeah.
That's only 1 out of 3. What
No,
about
the
us?
second half you'll appreciate. It's old people joke.
Oh, snap. Wow. Arnie's
Take a
throwing
point for that, too.
fireballs.
No, that was good. He got it.
What do you consider old?
You'll listen to the joke and you'll tell me.
Are you ready?
Oh.
I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you to the stage Arnie Price.
Okay, guys. Hey, you ever walk into a car dealer and as you're walking in, your butt starts to hurt because you're getting screwed before you even walk in the door?
Wow.
Yeah.
Straight faced, Jeannie.
I'm a finance manager at a car dealer. And it's funny, if people on the North Shore, everyone has to have a title. I got some guy just yesterday. He tells me he's the vice president of food services. What the hell is that? He's a pizza delivery man, like the Gazoo. I had another guy. He's in water management. I said, water management? You say freaking lifeguard. My wife turns around to me and says, "Whoa, you're an F&I guy." I said, "Yes, I know. I'm a finance manager." She says, "No, you're a fucking idiot."
That
Thank
was
you,
one for
Gene.
you, Jeannie.
I say it all day long.
That's why I did it for Chidi. Okay. You know what I like to do, though? I love going down to the Caribbean. I love going, sitting by the front of the water, and I watch the women walk back and forth, and they're topless. But it's tough when you see these 90-year-old women with the boobs down to the knees. That's hard to really look at. My wife turns around to me. She says, "You think that's hard? What do you think they think about you walking around with that thong on?" So we get back on the ship. We go. I say, "I'm going to the upper deck to look at some of the topless women." I'm a little pervert, can I tell you? So I'm looking and I'm looking. I see this one woman. I go, "Oh, shit." I said, "Honey, put your top on. We're going to be late for dinner."
Oh, snap.
We get off the ship and we're by Disney. And there's an adult Disney store there. I said, "Oh, shit, we got to go in there." And I see adult Disney character condoms. So, oh, fuck, I need that. Sorry, I need that. I need Pinocchio. Yeah. My wife turns around. "No, you need Jimmy the Cricket." She got me there. But here, this had all started. It was August of '69. I was in Woodstock. Yes, I was there. Lying on the grass, smoking doobies this big we made out of newspaper. Guy next to me says, "Hey, man, hey, try some of this acid." Cool, no big deal. I drop it. But he neglected to tell me it's a 50-year time release. That's why I'm so fucked up. We used to go on a lot of acid trips. So we went on this one acid trip to Florida. We were going to do this. Bunch of us guys, we get it. 24 hard hours later, we finally see the sign. "Welcome to Hicksville train station." There was another one. We used to like going swimming at night. We'd go into the pools, tripping, get a box of Cheerios, throw them in the pool, try to jump into them like they were life preservers. That really didn't work out too well. So we went out and got bagels.
Got 10 seconds.
Okay, the last one. What I used to do is I loved watching The Wizard of Oz because I would always get these flashbacks. So my wife comes downstairs and she sees me laughing and singing to the song. And she says, "Look, I don't mind you getting these acid trips and these flip outs, but do me a favor. Do not stretch out my ruby red slippers."
Time. Arnie Price.
Thank you.
Acid freak from the 60s, ladies and gentlemen. Loves midget porn. He is our man.
Love midget porn.
We'll start with Jessica in this round when you're ready. Are you ready? You got the score ready?
I am.
And Jessica, what do you think of the amazing Arnie Price?
Okay, I gave Arnie a 6.
A 6.
Very good.
I'll take it.
You better.
Thank you.
I'm being nice. He kept it going, which was great. I liked that his wife had a lot of the insulting punchlines because it kind of takes the pressure off of you, you know? Like when you say something that's kind of crude or unusual and it's coming out of someone else's mouth, it's easier for the crowd to take, so that's pretty smart. And I thought it was pretty good. I would like to hear more of your drug stories.
More of what?
Drugs.
More of your drug
Oh, I
stories.
could give you tons
That's
of those.
just on a personal level.
Yeah, that's personal.
Yeah. We could relate, I
I think
guess.
incorporate into
Yeah.
comedy too. Like it could be.
Don't bring that to the stage. That's just for me.
No. We'll just
actual
talk
drugs,
about
the
that
actual
off stage.
But I think you did a good job.
Thank
and
you.
Your delivery was good, and yeah,
Still get flashbacks.
that's awesome. I need to know.
Very good, very good. And Jeannie, what do you have to say?
Thong visual, just a no. I gave you a 5. I should have gave you a negative for the negative points for the thong visual.
Just for us to imagine him in the thong.
I now know you're older than dirt.
Oh, look at that.
Eh,
There he is in a thong, folks.
Okay, also don't need to see.
I like the 70s
Speedo?
porn
Yeah, he had the mustache and the whole thing.
Porn mustache.
We are going to post that picture
His-
on our social media for everyone to
Is that
see.
your background on your phone?
Arnie Price.
That's not my background.
It looks like it is.
No.
That's the
What
background on
time
my
is
phone.
it?
That's Bruce's phone.
Nice one.
Thong time.
The picture was a picture of a
Bong,
young
bong, bong,
Arnie
bong.
Price. Arnie, show the camera, show Arnie. It's a young Arnie Price back in the days. That must have been 1962.
No, this is 1978.
1978. Arnie Price wearing a thong in pretty good shape. Pretty good shape.
Jealous, huh, girls?
Very.
Not so much.
More noises.
I'm okay with not ever seeing that again.
So full of shit. She wants it.
I know.
Not once in my life.
Scott, what do you have to say?
Wait, I wasn't
Oh,
done.
you're not done yet? Go ahead, finish it up, Jeannie.
And I thought I dragged stuff out.
I want to give him less time to talk. So your delivery was good. I liked your delivery. I like your exuberance. Like you have good. You're excited about every joke that you tell, and that's good to be excited, no matter what the crowd is thinking of you or what I'm thinking of you. If I'm not laughing, because there are tons of me out there, and there's tons of him out there too that will love you, and people who might not love you. But no matter what, you're still happy and loving, what you do. So keep that in your act, and your
Yes.
delivery was good.
I
Yeah.
must say, smiling while you're delivering your jokes is always a great thing. Just keep doing that.
Good energy,
Keep smiling.
good stage presence.
Thank
It
you.
makes you likable.
Thank
Yep.
you.
So
You
Scott,
can go now.
what,
Oh, okay. I don't want to. No.
what do we got, Scott?
You know what? I was so generous over there to give you an 8 that I have to give you more. So I
You could have went higher than
went 9. I went 9. I thought you were
A niner.
You
For
can
the amount of
relate.
time you're doing it,
You
and
can
the
relate,
way,
that's
and the
why.
way it flowed and everything else, I liked it. I really did. And having worked cruise ships myself, I kind of could relate to the girls, the 90-year-old women, in the Caribbean. Jeez.
So now, as we tally up the scores, the Gagoots, I want to give everybody an opportunity, all the judges and our contestants, an opportunity to give your plugs and what you got coming up, and where they can find you, your website, your YouTube page, whatever. So now is the time. Scott, you want to kick it off?
Real fast, I have my escape show coming out. It's called Scott Free. It will be coming out within the next year. So that's a comedy escape artist show, and I hope you come out and check it out and support this. It was a pleasure to be on Don's show here.
Well, we loved having you out here, Scott.
All right,
and
cool.
I'm looking forward to
Where is
Scott
it? Where's
Free.
the show?
Scott Free.
We don't know where it's going to be playing yet, but hopefully we'll move it around colleges and in the city in a small theater.
That's great.
Very
Yeah.
good. Scott Free, it's called.
Scott Free.
And look for on Facebook, Scott Interponti.
It's Scott Interanti. Or Interanti. It's the opposite of outer uncle, Interanti. It's easy to remember.
There you go. There you go.
That's one way to listen.
Jeannie Powers, what do you have to say?
Well, you can check me out on LI News Radio, 103.9 LI in the AM with Jay Oliver from 6 to 9 a.m. weekly.
And you also have a live feed too, so people can.
Yes, you can check out the live feed on Facebook, and you can go on Alexa and tell Alexa to turn on 103.9, or Google will do the same thing for you.
There you go.
And if you go on Instagram to My Country 96.1, we have a lot of ticket blitzes going on now for our secret holiday show, which will be at Mulcahy's this year, which I will be at photographing.
rocks.
And I'm always at the amphitheater for our big shows during the year, so you can check me out there. too.
Awesome.
Great.
Jeannie Powers, thank you again. You were awesome.
Welcome.
Do they still have the mechanical bull?
That's at the Emporium, which is now the Stereo Garden, but I don't think they have it anymore.
Damn it.
Jessica Colazzo, tell the world, all of our people watching right now, hundreds of thousands, where are you going to be? Where can they find you? And all that good stuff.
I'm on the road a lot. Sometimes I'm here. I'll be at the brokerage on Sunday. I believe the show is at 7 p.m. And you can find out where my shows are by looking at my Facebook, Jessica Colazzo Comedy, Collazo. Or you can look at my Instagram, Jess Effing C, JESSEFFINGC.
Nice.
And Millennial Divorce is my podcast. I'm not going to spell that out because I don't know how.
But make sure to check all that stuff out. Anything else?
That is it.
You're a very busy woman.
I'm very busy.
Both you ladies are very
Oh,
busy.
wait, I have one more thing.
Oh.
It's really important. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. We are having a coat drive at Nardi Honda Smithtown in St. James.
Well, this is important.
It is
It is
important because it
Yes.
is very cold out.
So GNY ADA and Nardi Honda Smithtown is having a coat drive, so you can drop them off in our service department. We have big boxes there, so please bring in your coats for the
They have
needy.
to be
Oh, I
clean.
thought you were
They don't
gonna
have to
say
be
we
clean.
could go pick
Okay,
up some
good.
coats. From
No, bring them in. Bring your coats in.
I have many coats. I'll be
So,
there.
you guys have anything to plug real quick?
I work for East Hills Chrysler Jeep Dodge on the
Oh,
weekend.
I'm the turf
Hey,
war
if they
right
wanna
now.
sponsor us- hey, if they want to sponsor the show, we'll take them.
Well, I'm sale
Oh.
price on the weekend, so
Sponsor the station.
come see me.
All right.
I'll do a private showing.
And can you hook me up with a car?
Fuck. Oh yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
give me a
yeah.
free
Oh, yeah.
All
car?
right, cool.
I need a free car. Can you give me
Free
one?
car. Bruce, what do you got cooking?
I'll be at the Little Room here on December 14th, so 7:30. And anywhere else, if anybody's listening, they want to put me on stage, I'm happy to be on there and get abused.
Bruce Lipsky.
And
Now-
also, one more thing. I'm sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
really appreciate everybody here being candid, and it's important, at least for me, and I'm sure for Arnie as well, not to sugarcoat anything, because that's the only way I'm going to grow, and it's truly appreciated. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very
You
much.
guys are heading in the right direction,
Yeah.
though. That's the thing, you know?
You gotta do what you love.
Yeah, people, get us jobs. We want to get up on stage. Come on.
I think the scores are in. The Gagoots has our scores.
I got the scores by everybody over here. Okay.
Drum roll,
Arnie
please.
Pricer, you had a nice high score of a 64, but Bruce Lipsky is the winner with a 76.
Yeah,
Bruce. 76 to Bruce. Congratulations.
Bruce Lipsky. We'll move on to our tournament that will be announced later. So I hope you're ready.
Tournament.
Yeah, we're having a whole tournament
Jesus
of
Christ.
comedians, and the big winner.
Doesn't involve golf, does it?
No, bocce ball. Bocce.
Okay.
No. Well, that's the show for tonight. I
old
want to
people
thank
thing?
both Arnie and Bruce for coming down here tonight,
Thank
being
you.
good sports, and also showing us their comedy chops and going through all 4 rounds.
They were great.
Make sure you follow us at Facebook and Instagram at Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up. And also, if you're interested in being on the show, email us at putupshutupstandup@gmail.com, or you contact Benny Rizzuti. He's been booking a lot of these, a lot of our guests. Also, be sure to check out govsradio.com all week long, as there are a ton of great shows, including Knock 'em Dead Comedy, which is Sally's show every weekday morning from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they have a great show. They had a really great week this past week, and they keep bringing out one great show after another. Make sure you come out. Yes, Sally.
Thanks, everyone.
Make sure you come out to Governor's Comedy Clubs and support live comedy, because there's no better place to see stand-up than to see it live. Governor's has 3 clubs all around Long Island. They got the Brokerage, they got McGuire's, and, of course, where we program our show right here in Levittown. So I'm Don Sill, and on behalf of everyone here, I want to thank you. Good night, and remember to always be funny. Yes, thank you, everybody.